sci-fi experimental movie thing.
Right.
The top sci-fi explanation. The quantum leap.
Speaking of,
The augments.
let me see if I can.
The radiation. The the
I was at work, Riley, and guess what I fucking found.
What?
So, I just thought it was funny, you know. By the way, one of the things that I didn't realize is that this is episode 5. We're already 5 episodes in on this stream.
Right.
Found this.
Oh.
The
Oh,
Hulk.
hell yes.
And the Incredible Hulk movies.
The two best Hulk movies together.
For $10. And I saw that and it made me think of our streams, and I was like, yes, I have to buy this. Did I ever tell you about the fucking nightmare I had?
Yeah. You were trapped in a room with a Hulk.
Yes. Oh,
bro, I was at a nightmare. I would get him to teach me all the.
Have you ever look? You as a person that's been in the room with the Hulk, that is not fun. That is the most terrifying thing.
I
you
also
can imagine.
incorporated that nightmare into the D&D campaign.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's why I can't tell Jay shit no more. He'll just use it against me in a freaking fictional world.
So Riley knows I like orange, and Riley likes bourbon. So I'm going to try. What is this? What did you give me? Summer Harvest Belgian White.
With orange peel and coriander. So it's gonna be a very.
And yours is bourbon whiskey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Action Bros Gaming. Welcome to the Junior Critics. We have a lot of names now. Let me fix this camera. I feel like there's a bit of everyone. Alright.
We don't know what to do with our own company. We're fucking panicking.
Anakin, stop panicking. What do you think of the bourbon?
You were right. This tastes just like barbecue sauce.
Oh.
Like very molassesy, very like tomatoey kind of.
God.
A little spicy. Fuck. Hold on.
Oh no, don't do that. Fucking do it.
The original barbecue whiskey. Sweet, smoky, throw it back. I don't know if this is a throw it back whiskey. This is kind of like a craving kind of whiskey.
Yeah.
Audio wasn't going.
Audio wasn't. We were just live silent.
Yes.
What the fuck? Start over. Start over. Fuck. No, guys, this isn't airing.
Take two.
Fuck off.
And action.
Everyone, erase 3 minutes of the past in your minds. But yeah, so this whiskey that Joe, where did you get it?
World Beverage.
World Beverage, huh?
Yeah.
And it is shockingly like barbecue sauce.
I know, because I tried it earlier. It is literally bourbon. It's barbecue sauce with a hint of bourbon.
Yeah, this is just
Very,
mostly.
very good.
It's super molassesy, a little tomatoey, kind of spicy. Smoke. I taste like smoke. Yeah, Shay. We'll go get them.
Grab them, Jesus Christ!
You're not excluded from the.
I keep
camera.
trying to tell her that.
You can be a part of this.
I'm one of the bros.
We're talking about this whiskey.
And how great it is.
It tastes like a firelog dipped in barbecue sauce.
A firelog dipped in barbecue
So,
sauce.
I
That's
don't know if you
that is
heard
a
that.
meal.
But because I was so panicking trying to get the
Yeah,
video.
the fucking
Yeah, the
audio wasn't
the audio
on.
wasn't on for like 3 minutes.
For
Am I allowed
3
to curse?
minutes.
Yes.
Alright.
This is America. You're allowed to do anything you want to do. It's
Fuck
called
you.
freedom.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not married to you. You cannot do that.
Why not? You're in my house.
Yeah. Everyone who enters this.
Your face.
Everyone who enters this house is legally bound by marriage to Shay.
No, everyone who enters this house is legally bound by me not giving a fuck about their feelings.
You know what? This is your house.
That is
Yeah.
a fair.
That is true, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
No, later.
Okay.
Deuces.
I might interject.
That's
Okay.
fine. You can be a part of this.
So
I'm not even really supposed to be here.
You're
I'm-
just standing.
I should
just
be in
showed up.
jail.
You're my understudy.
Yeah,
And I just choose not to show up.
so
that's okay. Actresses do that.
yeah, it's a thing.
It's okay, Jake will be here and then there'll be no one left on the couch. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, just
You're
pull
right.
the trigger.
Yeah, pull up the chair. We've done it before.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You can
If
be.
I'm sitting anywhere, it's on my own damn couch.
You can be the disembodied voice of God.
That's true.
Exactly.
Because like the wise Ariana Grande said, the prophet really you'll believe God is a woman.
I thought you were gonna say something about being a
I
baby.
feel
She ain't
like
that
there's
wise.
I feel like there's a lot of context missing from that quote because I don't know much about Ariana Grande and I don't know much about her religious views.
It's
I'm
one of
pretty
her- it's one of her
last
songs.
name is
Oh,
actually
okay.
pronounced Brandy.
Yeah, no.
No, it's Grande.
Grande.
Yeah, Ariana Large.
Ariana doesn't know how to pronounce her last name.
What do you mean?
She says Grandy.
No,
Is it-
I'm
is it-
pretty sure
has it been
that's the
Grandy this
way
whole time?
I don't
her
give a fuck.
grandfather
It's Grande.
intended
She
for it
could
to be
say
pronounced.
it's Grandy or whatever as some new sort of thing, but everybody, since and I don't even know people. I don't even like keep up with actresses and singers and that kind of shit.
I don't either.
So like if even I know that the pronunciation for X amount of years was Ariana Grande, and then she wants to change it to Grandy or
I'm pretty
Grande
sure
or
no,
Grandiose
it's always
moron.
been Brandy.
Okay, so it
Everyone's
came up.
assumed it was Grande.
That can't possibly be right.
This
Look
this
it
ain't
up.
this ain't one of those
I might
Nelson
be making the
Mandela
whole
butterfly
thing up.
effect
You'll
shits.
never know.
Are you fucking with us?
I don't know.
Look,
Maybe.
look. I know that she does pronounce it Grandy.
She pronounces it Grande.
That is how she pronounces
I mean, no one else in this world
she never
knows.
asked anybody to say it that
it. No.
She.
It's funny because they'll ask you, to say their pronouns, but as far as the last name goes, fuck it.
Yep.
I mean, we call you McPherson. That's not how your actual name is pronounced.
Nope.
It's
way.
McPherson.
Well, he just calls
Yes.
him fucking Joe now.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck
Hey,
the last
hey,
name.
that's okay. I've only ever been called different names after I was in the fleet for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I was called Mac, like the truck, but without the K, and then Joe.
Mac can have a C, like a Mac cannon from Halo, which we'll talk about
Well, I thought
eventually.
Max Sharks had a CP so bad.
Background in the atmosphere. Yeah.
Big dick energy right there. So, Riley,
Yeah.
I watched a movie the other day,
Right.
and I could only think of you, and I
Right.
want to know if you've ever seen it.
What's the title?
You can't pronounce it, but it's
Oh my
three
God.
R's.
Triple R.
3 R's?
Yeah.
You
We
literally-
call it triple R.
If you guys react to that, I will sit with you.
Is it similar to like Xavier Triple X? Like the
No,
Vin Diesel?
it's
movie?
a Bollywood movie.
Really?
No, it's not Xavier. It's just Xander.
Xander.
It is
Yeah, Xander Triple X.
it is a 3-hour Bollywood movie.
Bollywood movie
wait,
only
wait,
makes
like the-
bangers.
Like the freaking
All good.
the dude with the long hair and like the swords and the shields and then like grasping each other's arm and then
What, with the flag?
Launching each other with a palm tree.
Yes, launching each other
Into
with
a
palm
castle.
tree.
They do like a
And
shield
then
dome.
the shield tuck.
Funny enough, a lot of this stuff is similar, but no, this is a different movie. And
Oh.
the thing is, the vibes of this movie,
Very good.
they scream Legionnaires. It's not even funny. Like, I would go so far as to say a lot of these events have inspired me to write particular scenes
Really?
for our own show.
Yeah, because a lot of the scenes that I write for Legionnaires is to spite other movies.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of like a theme going on in Action Bros. Is that like we try to keep it real as possible. So like
Yes.
every time they go into a building, they know that there's going to be live fire. They'd be like, John's just like, all right, earplugs, and Aaron's
Yeah.
just like, why earplugs? And John's just like, because guns are fucking loud.
But the cool thing is with
It's just like,
which I think this would be the first time we've ever talked about Legionnaires live. But it's a story that me and Riley have been kind of crafting
Yeah.
together as a concept
It's fucking
since fucking
since
forever.
the days of diapers.
Since we've been friends.
Yeah, for as long as we've been friends, because the idea of Legionnaires predates you and
Yeah,
mine,
but not by long. By
not-
about a year, I'd say.
But the I want to say the synopsis is two guys become mercenaries for fun.
Yes.
Um,
And we'll have another day where we can discuss it. But I want to tell you about this movie because there's a scene that I love. So, but the idea is I really want to watch it with you. But basically, these two guys come from completely different parts of India. One works for the British military. The other one is a tribesman. Right.
Okay.
The tribesman, one of his members, one of his tribe members, which was this little girl, gets abducted by the British military.
Right.
And he is sent on a quest basically to go and retrieve her. Whereas you have the British guy. The British guy is trying to be promoted to special officer, and he has been tasked to hunt down this man and find him. They don't know who the man looks like. They just know that this man is coming, because one of the Indian guys comes up to the general, who's he's sitting there like a posh like Englishman, like smoking on a cigar, and he's like, "What do we have to fear of this like tribesman?" And he comes in, he's like, and he's saying, this man is going to come for you eventually. He will find you.
He said that during the Zulu Wars.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, like, it's a Bollywood movie, so it has its moments.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is they end up meeting. But because the British officer, or I would say British officer, it's an Indian man in the British military.
Oh,
he's playing.
Those would be called Gurkhas.
Okay, he's playing undercover as a Indian revolutionary, and he ends up meeting the guy, and they end up becoming friends. And that's when the plot starts to thicken and interesting things start to happen. But there's this fucking scene, okay? The guy, the tribesman, has a crush on one of the British girls that's in the kind of not royalty, but is in the higher ups, right? One of the rich folk. And so he keeps trying to set him up with this chick by saying like, because he doesn't speak a whole lot of English, but the British officer obviously does. Yeah. And so he threw some nails on the road. She runs them over, accidentally has to pull over. He's like, turn us around. He turns around, and he's talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, my friend can take you over there. He's like, can't you? And he's like, first chick, no. He goes, nod yes. And he's like, huh. Starts nodding yes, and then they end up having their own little relationship thing, and it's fun. But there's a moment. They go to a dance. Like I said, what I love this movie because
this movie goes places.
It is a 3-hour movie. You spend at least 30 minutes developing these two guys as characters.
That's
like, as friends, right? And I'm like, man, I need this in a movie. And of course, the action scenes are bodacious and crazy. Yeah. But there's this moment, and I can't. It screams John and Aaron so much because John and Aaron are always trying to help a brother out. Trying like, I got your back. That's the whole thing. That is their bond. So, but it had the Bollywood twist on it. So they're at this dance, and everybody's doing the waltz, and all this jazz, and a guy, this posh gentleman comes in, and he's like, my lady, would you care for a dance on the best there is out here? And she's like, no, I'm actually waiting on someone. He shows up, and it does the slow cut of them both dressed up in their suits, walking in on stage, because it's the first time you've ever seen him in a suit, and I'm like, oh man, shit's about to get real. And she quickly teaches him how to waltz. They do their thing. They get to Halo, I promise. But the posh dude has had too much to drink, and he pushes him down, and he's like, you're nothing. He goes, do you know how to do this? He starts doing this dance move. Starts doing that. And he's like, the tango, the fucking whatever. He does like 3 different ones, trying to show him up and flex, right? Because he was allegedly the best dancer. And when he pushed the guy, one of the maids spilt her drinks in platter, and the platter's rolling, so it keeps cutting back to this platter. Right before it falls, you see a foot kick it flies up in the air, right? And then the other Indian dude walks up to the black drummer who tosses him the sticks. He grabs the sticks, and the platter falls around. He like catches the platter on his stick, lands on the drums, and goes and there's like this like long pause. And he goes and everybody's like, what's going on? He hands it back to the black guy, and the black guy's like, and he walks up to his friend, and he goes, you ever heard of the dance Desenage?
Desenage.
Or something like that, and the guy's like, he's like, no, I haven't. And he looks at his friend, he's like, let me show you something. And boom, they start breaking out into this choreographed dance where they're like kicking their legs, doing a thing, like, and everybody jumps in it. And I just love the introduction. Like, the dude was laying there on the ground, like, unable to counter this man's dance moves. And the guy's like, I fucking got you, bro, and starts banging out an Indian tune, like some heavy tribal shit, and it's awesome.
This is like the charm of Bollywood movies. By the way, if you've never seen a Bollywood movie, do so now, because they only make bangers.
They only make...
They hit the nail on the head every time.
They're freaking fantastic.
And it's just like, because in America, we sort of like...
We became full of ourselves, in my opinion.
We became full of ourselves. We like to think like, we're Hollywood.
Oh yes.
We're the
We're the
Yeah.
best there is in the industry.
we're the center of all glamour and
the
lights.
top dog.
But it's like in America, you have your dramas, you have your action, and you have these movies that have slowly like kind of pushed away like the over-the-top action aspects.
like the old '80s action flick,
Yeah,
like shooting
yeah.
from the hip,
So
hitting all
now-
headshots.
Yeah, you have like
Firing
John
20
Wick
rounds
now.
with
Yeah.
revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have like John Wick now, which is like, oh no, this is real martial arts and this is real gunplay. But in Bollywood, they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit about realism or anything. They're just like, this would look sick on camera, and they do it.
It's awesome. There's
It's
no
like-
filter there. There's
No.
there's no like holding back. They're like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if this should happen? Like I couldn't get over the bodybuilder fight scene. I don't know if
Oh
you've seen
yeah,
it.
where they just
where
like
they're just
pump
pumping their
chests
chests.
as like a tribal dance.
Yeah,
of,
what like this main dude gets he's fighting all these bodybuilders and these dudes are jacked to the nines, like juiced up, like fucking ridiculous. All look like Arnold.
and there's like 50. Of
There's
them.
50. of them. They all surround them and they all just start pumping their chests like in sync with each other. It's pumping, and the dude's looking around, and then he looks back at the guy that started the whole thing. Boom, starts pumping his chest. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
No, it's like Bollywood is about many things, but the top three I want to say is like over the top masculinity, drama, and explosive conflict.
Oh man, dude, I enjoyed the fuck out of Triple R. We've got to watch it together.
I would love to watch
It is
yet another
so-
Bollywood movie.
It is so good. It is.
'Cause-
We watched it in Hindi. It doesn't come in its original language, which I don't remember how to pronounce. But it's still like it is a banger of a movie.
And
Fucking awesome.
Bollywood is such a treasure. It's because it takes me back to like those over-the-top action movies like Crank with Jason Statham. Or like
Yeah.
Guns Akimbo is like the latest
Yeah.
movie that I can remember.
Guns Akimbo was not bad.
Yeah.
It was interesting in how like it's weird because everybody feels like modern Hollywood seems to be all about realism and going away from the audacity of what movies used to be.
Yeah,
You know?
because now they're just like, we did it in the 80s, we did it in the 90s and early 2000s. It's getting old, we really have nowhere else to go from here, so let's just bring it back and do like a little more realism just to bring people down to earth. Bollywood is just like, fuck that.
Bollywood comes in with aviators like drifting in a Lamborghini and then walks
Yeah.
out while the car is still drifting like, what's up, bitch?
No, it's just like in Bollywood, you'll see a guy drift like on a horse and buggy for no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. There was one
It's
where,
like, dude, you've
there was a
never
dude, he
seen
was
this.
galloping, being chased by guys, and there was the classic like 18-wheeler or whatever pulls out
Oh,
front, and he goes to drift, and they literally push the horse sideways to act like he was sliding underneath.
He like does like a slide with
Slides
a
under-
horse
on the
underneath.
horse.
Well, technically, you can actually do that with a horse, but I'm sure not nearly as much.
You could tell in this.
And
It was just
This scene lasts for like 60
Wait,
seconds too.
wait.
It's
So,
like, such a
just
slow.
like you're sprinting forward, and then a 90-degree turn.
yes, basically it was like sprinting towards it,
like-
and then it cuts to the 18-wheeler looking down, and you see the horse just and him just move across it. It's so funny. It's awesome.
It's just like it brings like a very like childlike joy
Yes.
back.
It takes you back to when you're a kid, when you're like, man, wouldn't it have been fucking awesome if they did this? And
Yeah.
then
And they did it.
the Indians were like, bet.
We got you, man.
We got you.
I don't know. I would love to like mingle because I would love to mingle with like the high execs of like Bollywood cinema and just
Oh,
see like
man.
what's going on in their heads. They're like, so we got this new idea. We've never done it before. But and I'm just like, I would love to hear every detail in excruciating.
Please, I take my money.
Yes, I'm just like, it's beautiful.
It's one of the most watched
I'm gonna grab
Bollywood.
a beer.
All right, it's one of the most watched Bollywood movies too so far. I think, like it skyrocketed in ratings because what I like about it is that it actually has good character in it. Like it's got good character development. They take their time to flesh out these guys. I mean, like, you don't know necessarily what their favorite food is, but you know where their values lie. And I feel like that's a problem that a lot of modern shows today. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no shit. Oh my god. Cat's getting scared.
I yanked your 75-foot cord.
Oh no.
It'll like.
We still got good connection.
Of course, we have good connection. We had like 30 feet to spare.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So anyway, what we're here to talk about today, and actually I need to bring up my notes for that, is Halo. Now, there has been some shenanigans that have been going on in Halo. I sent everybody the video of the Act Man to try and catch them up to speed with, I guess, the more political side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But there was an image that you probably saw in the thumbnail that grinds my gears to no fucking end. So I'm going to make this basically a very long Halo Infinite review.
Awesome.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up on stream, that image. Let's see. Let's go to Google. So, how much of Infinite have you played, Riley?
I've only played with you.
Oh yeah, so not much.
Yeah.
And
Because after like 4, I lost interest in the story. Because I feel like they covered everything they needed to cover in like 1 through 3.
right.
So I was like, yeah, Halo 1, we got the Covenant, they're religious zealots. Halo 2, we got like, oh, there's a portal that leads to the Ark, blah blah blah. Halo 3, there was some shit going on. Halo Reach was kind of like cool in like it gave you extra context.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean,
But after 4, I played it all the way through, and they had the Forerunner like warlord, and he was
The Diadact.
Yes,
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was like a warlord Forerunner, and I was just like, aren't you guys supposed to be dead?
Shit, I don't know if I actually played Halo 5 because that's the last thing I
don't. Just don't.
Yeah, and then they announced Halo 5, and they were like, Cortana was like running rampant and shit, and I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
I really just don't care what your story is.
Now, like, I was going to give Halo, like, 343 Industries, I was going to give them the 3 strikes rule. Because I think that's fair. You know,
Yeah.
3 strikes and then you're out, and then you've messed up too many times. Because
Yeah.
2 is a coincidence, 3 times it's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Well, Halo 4 came out, and it was okay. I didn't like the change of the art style, but, you know, new company trying to set themselves apart. Sure. Fuck it. I don't care. I mean, I care because that was a big problem back then. That was probably one of the biggest problems that we had with Halo 4. Cortana dies. It's tragic. I remember the day that Cortana basically died. And I walked out and I was like, Mom, I don't know how to feel right now. Like, I don't know how to take this emotion. And she goes, what happened? I said, I beat the game. And she goes, yeah. And I was like, Cortana died. And she was like, oh. And she didn't know what the hell I was talking about. But
Yeah.
to me, I was like, I just lost a loved one. That's like,
Or at least a freaking crush. Gosh.
especially in Halo 4. She was thick. No.
Oh, dude, Cortana is just.
Cortana is that absolute top tier anime girlfriend.
I was
Waifu.
about to say, you know,
Yeah,
they
anime
everybody or all the TikTokers and Snapchat shit has been doing the Spider Girl thing. Don't do Cortana. You're way better.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Either way, you're all thoughts, and you should stop. But
find a nice guy, marry him,
yeah, you know,
settle down.
And
stop.
do Cortana or Spider-Man
and
or
be
whatever
be
costume.
be,
for them.
be his Cortana. You know,
Yes.
because you know,
Yeah.
there's both of you here now. You know,
Find
Down-
your own job.
Yeah. Download your brain into a computer. Become the AI in his head.
exactly.
'Cause that way you might actually get something done. in the relationship.
So Halo 4 came out, mixed reviews, which now they look at Halo 4 now like people look at the prequel trilogy, where they're like, perhaps I judged you too harshly.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, I didn't know how bad it could get. Maybe you're not as bad as I thought.
And so Halo 5 comes out. Halo 5 story tanks. Basically, TLDR, The whole marketing. Some people almost thought about suing 343 for false advertisement. Because they had a whole marketing plan of hunt the truth. You know, be the journalist and figure out what is going on with the story, right? Very story invested. Didn't really talk about the campaign for a lot of the like screen time as far as I'm aware. But it was like hunt the truth. That was a big thing. You know, getting all these codes, find out all the shit that happened with the Master Chief, because Master Chief's gone AWOL. He's done all this
Wait,
crap.
so do you play
like,
Lock?
Yes, but they're like,
yeah, no, I haven't played it.
But they're like, what if Master Chief? Basically, it was the classic thing. What if the hero was the bad guy, sort of thing? And so they were like talking about how Master Chief was a potential terrorist, and I had all these theories going on in my mind. You know what he does?
Sticks to his code of ethics and honor the entire time.
He sees he has a vision of Cortana and follows that, and I'm like, yeah, you can't do that, and he goes, okay, and just fucks off, and just leaves anyway. And so he goes AWOL, basically.
Yeah.
Absent without leave.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, we have to track down the chief. We're sending the Spartan team after him. And then that's where Locke comes in. You play 5 missions with Locke, and 3 is the chief. And I'm like, this is dumb. I beat the game. Locke tries to take Master Chief. Master Chief basically says lol no and walks away. Finds the image of Cortana. And she's like, yeah, it turns out I'm not dead, but now I'm evil. And he's like, well, that's not good. You should stop that. And she goes, you know what? I'm going to take all of the AI that exist, and I'm going to have them rebel against you. We are now the created. Get fucked. And that's the ending of Halo 5, is the created revolt against the humans. And so all of our systems start fucking up because all these AI start
This
leaving.
is why you can't rely on artificial intelligence to actually do anything. I swear to shit.
But this shit goes wrong. Cortana now has the Guardians at play, which the Guardians show up in this because, okay, as a kid, I played a lot of Halo 3, right?
Yeah, everybody plays it.
Yeah. In Halo 3, if you ever spawned yourself outside the map, eventually you would be killed. And it said you died by the Guardians. And I always wondered, I'm like, what the fuck are the Guardians? I always loved Halo because of how mysterious it was. You know, it didn't just say, you died. It was like, you died by the Guardians. I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's super cool. Halo 5 Guardians comes out, and they keep to the old art or the new art style with this Guardian. And I'm like, it looks fugly. It looks really, really bad. To me personally, I wasn't a big fan of them. I thought it was neat at first, but the more I looked at them, the more I'm like, this is just bad. This needs to be scrapped entirely. Especially if you saw what the Guardians ended up looking like back at the 3 for Bungie days, which was way better. And so you had Halo 5, and Halo 5 didn't come with a split screen co-op, and everybody was like, no, you don't do that.
Fucking lied.
And you have what you'll be able to hear it basically, but there was a promise that came on with Bonnie something, where this chick, she was the head of 343, and I'm sure the mic will pick this up, but this is what she said, basically.
Going out forward, we will always have split screen going forward.
It's true.
So she said we will always have split screen going forward, and Halo Infinite, there was a 3-year gap between Halo 5 and the title of Halo Infinite. We got the title 3 years away. Which, by the way, normally a Halo game comes out within that time frame, but they're like, we're going to develop a brand new engine, the Slip Space engine. And I'm like, oh, that's a really cool name, and it looks nice. Cool. 3 years after that, they finally released Halo, like Halo Infinite. Man, I'm dying to play this. It's been 6 years since a new Halo game came out. I'm fucking ready. Boot it up. I'm like, and I start to look, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of stuff missing here.
Yeah.
Like, there were, if I remember correctly, there were about 3 different game types you could play. You could do big team battle, quick play, and one other one that is escaping me right now. 3 or 4. That was it. And quick play had Slayer. I don't even think. Yeah, it had Slayer, Oddball, and Capture the Flag. That was it, and that was it. And so a lot of people were like, "Hey, can we just like have Slayer as a game type that we could play? And they said, and they came back a couple weeks later, and they're like, yeah, we're having some UI issues putting in the Slayer game type by itself, and we're like, that's fucking weird. Why are you having issues with the Slipspace engine? Why? Come to find out, years later, about 6 months later, I think, that we realized, when 343 made the Slipspace engine, they basically hired on people constantly with very short-term coding, basically a short-term agreement contract. And so people would leave, come back, leave and come back. They send it out, they outsource it everywhere. And so there is so much technical debt, which is basically where they basically use a broken way to fix a problem. They basically duct tape this engine together.
Did they try to reverse engineer this?
No, they try. From what I know, they tried to just build a new engine. But the best way to put it is that if there were any holes, they plugged it with duct tape, and now almost the entire thing is plugged full of duct tape. And so they're trying to fix it, and now they can't add anything because they can't because it's broken practically. It's held on by a thread, so there's almost nothing that comes out. And they're like, it's okay, we're working on split screen co-op. It's gonna come out, we promise, we're working on it. Just recently, when I say recently, I mean like the past 2 weeks, and this was kind of a turning point, so let me go over more. I have played Halo Infinite, it's fun, the combat loop is interesting, it's like almost perfect Halo for me. You have, the equipment could be better, some of them. Grapple shot I think is OP and awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think some
Grapple
of the
shot
equipment
into somebody's face.
I think some of the equipment should still be buffed a little bit. Some of the other equipment should be nerfed, here and there. Like I think the shield should not. I know they have parts where basically you toss a drop shield and it pops up. I don't think it should. I mean, basically what it is it has a bunch of square like a grid, and then the grid. The more people shoot in particular parts of the grid, they disappear. I think that's fine. I usually don't use it a whole lot, but it's cool. I feel like Mike could use a bit of a bigger buff, just because like one sniper round, as far as I'm aware, just goes right through it. And so I'm like, but it's smooth, it's fast. I really enjoy the gameplay. It's like some of my favorite Halo gameplay because they solved one of the biggest issues of Halo, which was sprint. Everybody contested with sprint, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, sprint, no sprint, has to be. So what they did, which I thought was incredibly smart, was they included sprint. However, it only adds a 10% increase to your movement, which isn't a lot. It feels like a lot when you're sprinting through the area, but in all actuality, you're not moving that much faster. You can still move pretty quickly without having to use sprint.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a way, and no one's had complaints of it since. So, in a way, they did solve one of the big issues. That's why I like the gameplay. It's tight, it's smooth, it's interesting, it's fun. It's not too quick like Call of Duty, which was Halo 4 and Halo 5. But it's not slow like, like Halo 3 sort of stuff where you're, constantly spamming like the gun trying to shoot somebody and you hit them. It's more interesting and interactive. You feel like you're moving faster, right? Which is nice. So that was a benefit, but the sheer lack of content that they've added to this, that they haven't put in this game. I have a list, and I'm going to give y'all guys the list of stuff that isn't in this game that was in previous Halo games. And I'll get to split screen in a minute. So, but let's go down to content, things that aren't showing up. We have Forge, custom games browser, co-op, which we'll get to, Party Up, which is in Halo 3 where you could party up to play.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have playable elites, file share, color customization, cross-border customization. You have to buy the color blue. Campaign DLC, assassinations, being able to do specific game modes like the game browser. We're missing the Magnum, Spartan Laser, SMG, Sticky Detonator, Beam Rifle, Shotgun, Fuel Rod Gun, Brute Shot, Mangler, Server Browser, which again I thought, along with other stuff like.
I'm sorry.
Really,
Did
I
you
need
say
to-
they don't have a shotgun?
They don't have the original shotgun. They've created a variation of the shotgun called the Bulldog, which is basically, you know how the shotgun was a one-shot kill nearly every time?
Yeah.
This is more like a 3-shot kill, so you can shoot faster, but at reduced damage, which I think is dumb. I think if you have a shotgun, it's a fucking shotgun. It needs to shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot missing. There's a lot missing
Mm-hmm.
with this content. For me, I think the biggest things, and I know this is a bit of a rant on my end, Halo was always built on community. It's always built on couch gaming, friends getting together. That is the exact thing that this game lacks. Literally, the second season of their service, right, live service, which we can get to. 'Cause I don't know how y'all feel about live service games. Second season was literally called Lone Wolves. And I'm like, this is a community game about like a social game, and your second season is called Lone Wolves. The first one was Halo Reach because they're gonna milk Reach like dry.
Yeah.
They're gonna suckle at that teat until there's nothing left. You know.
Land check.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're like, hey, remember Reach? And I'm like, yes, it's been 10 years. I still remember Reach. Yeah, just about.
Wow.
It came out in like, I don't know. Hold on, let's find out.
Halo Reach, I feel like.
Halo
was
Reach
2011?
release. I want to say 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
September 14th, 2010. It's been
Wow,
12
even earlier.
years.
Holy.
Wow.
I actually have a funny story about Halo
Wait,
Reach.
it was September 12th?
September 14th.
Oh, okay.
So
Still, that's not exactly a good time to release
Which-
the game.
it just celebrated 2 days
And
ago.
I'm pretty sure the tagline was "Remember Reach."
Yes, that was one of the taglines. From the beginning, we knew the end. Which I have a funny story about Halo Reach that I'll never forget. I remember its launch for one specific reason.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Lincoln County. In our middle school and our high school, they usually have this giant rock that you could paint.
Yeah.
Right. So I was coming into school one day. This was when I was really starting to get into Halo. I was about 8, and this I would have been 11. But I really started getting into Halo when I was about 8 years old in middle school, like 6th, 7th grade. And we were all playing Halo 3 and stuff. Well, my dad's driving, getting us to school, and I suppose it was that day because we pulled up, and the entire rock is black, except for this golden, golden background silhouette. But there was a black silhouette of Noble Team, like they are on the cover, and that's what it was. It said Halo. I think it said Halo Reach, and then it had a black silhouette with a gold background of all Noble Team, and I'm like, man, that's fucking awesome. I want to play this game. Didn't get to play it until like a couple of years later, because I never had the money for it because I was 11, and my parents were like, no, we're not going to buy you a game. You have plenty.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I had to wait a bit before I could play it. But I remember that, and I thought that was so cool because it was a really well done design. Like it must have been a stencil of some kind. Shit was awesome. But I'll never forget that. And so it's community games, custom games, right? I'm sure everybody's booted up Forge to dick around with stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've killed my friends with that Reach grid. You know, that blue grid that you could just send somebody flying into their death. But just messing around. I mean, you look at the concept art of Halo Reach or Halo 3 matchmaking, and there's always groups of people just doing fuck all. And
There's gonna be. Is it Jace?
I think it's Jace, and it's funny, we're talking about Halo Reach.
Hello there.
What's up, Big G?
We're talking about Halo Reach, so of course you had to be summoned.
Yeah, Halo Reach is my fucking game.
See, I was a Halo 2 guy.
Yeah?
Halo 2 is my childhood.
Halo 2 was awesome.
So we got Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo Reach.
What about you, McPherson?
What was your staple of your childhood
Halo.
Halo Wars.
No, Halo Wars. But Halo CE on a thumb drive, brought to Forsyth County schools.
Wow.
Yeah, like straight up.
I
My
remember
older
that.
brother, he got it from somebody, And I still remember my favorite freaking one was because it was all individual freaking files that you had to open up to be able to play. And so it took an entire freaking like 8 GB thumb drive. And so like, hey guys,
An
It's
entire
agriculture.
8 GB thumb drive, man. That's some massive amounts of data you're
Yeah.
messing with.
yeah. And I was like, hey guys, it's agricultural science and technology. It's ag class, first period, 9th grade. Let's just jump in early into class, and then we'll just, no sense of cybersecurity at all. Insert random thumb drive I've been given.
Yep.
and
Wow.
yeah.
I'm surprised your CPU didn't explode or turn into ash.
I still don't know what you're talking about. I'm that bad with tech. Yeah, we would all jump in and we would click on the Blood Gulch Beta
Yep.
exe
Yep.
and we'd run that thing and it would just be Blood Gulch.
Yeah.
And there would be freaking warthogs and tanks, and like the freaking tank on there had 4 barrels and freaking grenade launchers and smoke screen and everything. Like I still have this thumb drive if you want to play, bro.
Sure. That
Like-
sounds awesome.
Yeah,
would love-
I remember.
So that sounds like that sounds like a
like
a
it was
dev-
a heavily modded.
yeah that was a
yeah.
heavily
Yeah.
modded.
And
Game.
my older brother just showed up with it one day, and so all of a sudden, a bunch of
Which I've been
4th grade
trying to
kids, 4th grade, 2nd grade,
One of these days,
8th grade
right.
kids
Mm.
need need a bunch of thumb drives for school, mom.
No.
And back
I
then,
would
back
love,
then, they're
I would
so
love
super
to
cheap.
have a PC so I can mod games, but I know in my heart I would just mod Oblivion
Yeah.
and play it again.
One of these.
Because here's the thing: is like you guys think you're Oblivion fans? No,
I played for 12 years, from 2008 to 2020. I played Oblivion at least once or twice a year, all the way through. I have 4, maybe even 5,000 hours of game time put into that game, unmodded. I played the base game for 5,000 hours.
I feel like you have some shit to say about Bethesda.
But that's another episode.
yeah, we'll talk about that.
What are
some
you gentlemen drinking? That's what I want to know. Fill me in.
more. I'm drinking a Belgian white orange peel coriander beer.
yes, because
You missed
Jeremy.
out on the barbecue burger.
Yeah, last
I think we
week.
still have one.
I'm sure we still have one. But last week Jeremy said that he loved orange and that it was the underdog of the citrus flavors. And I was
That's
just
true.
like, I'm gonna get an orange beer then.
You know,
Fascinating. Would you mind getting me one actually, so I can host the show?
Yeah.
yeah, another one of those.
Yeah,
Where are they?
they're in the fridge, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what gets me is the thing that I love that they did with Master Chief Collection. They added the file browser or server browser, which is what I think Battlefield 3 did, which is awesome because you can literally choose which server you want to jump in on, which is awesome because it helps the community. Because say you got, I mean, think about it this way, because I don't know if y'all guys know this, as far as Halo lore goes, okay? But come, I think it was Halo 2 or Halo 3 when this happened. I believe it was Halo 2. They had a game type that wasn't that popular called Assault. Okay?
I vaguely remember Assault.
You take Assault, which basically gives you a bomb and it gives you a platform, and the bomb is supposed to be able to be a platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have to defend the bomb.
With some, yes, yeah, exactly. Some rando, right? Random dude was like, "Hey, I have a really wacky idea. Let's set up an arena." Well, actually, I think it was done in Halo 3 Forge. That's my guess because he had to use Forge for it. Okay, this Forge came out. He's like, "Let's make an arena, a box arena. Put platforms on either side." With the Assault thing, which, like I said, wasn't that popular. With Assault, put the bomb in the middle, and then give everybody gravity hammers and energy swords. And this random guy posted it on the file share so that other people could pick it up, and that became Griffball, which is now a legacy item as far as
Wow.
Halo is concerned. Just some random guy. That's the bless you.
Bless you.
Jeez.
You didn't have to kick it.
I didn't mean to.
I don't believe you. So anyway, and what I like about it is that with Forge, because there's some stuff that's gone on in Forge now that y'all guys can see. It's cool. But you look at one guy making this Forge map, create a map that is now legendary among Halo titles. Everybody, will at least play Griffball once. Okay.
Love Griffball.
Griffball is awesome. But the cool thing is that it was community that fueled it, and it makes the game last longer. I mean, I still play Halo 3 every now and again. You know, whenever I go on MCC, I'm normally playing Halo 3 custom games because that shit's still fun to this day. Because there are so many new and interesting things that there are to play out there.
I hope they never close those servers.
I hope so too. I just posted that video of me and Jay's playing that. Unfortunately, though, it posted at like 1 o'clock in the morning, or like right as the time changed. I was like, fuck. So it got like no views because nobody was awake for it.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
We should watch some clips of it.
Yeah, it was a fun old time. It was great.
I remember playing Halo 2 because I played Halo 1 with my brothers. I never played the campaign. I only did split screen with my brothers.
You should play the Halo 2 campaign. Oh wait, we played that. Sorry.
We played it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Watch out the Coke fueled stream where we play the entire Halo saga in
That'd
one
be
night.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
We should have a live stream that is just a LAN party.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Big
It's
time.
just all of us connected,
A
all of our
Halo
screens
3
up.
LAN, that'd be
Yeah.
And then
awesome.
we just have like a 12-hour session where we're just LAN party playing through all the
Yeah.
Halos.
I'm doing ecstasy the whole time.
It's fucking that's
Absolutely.
that's the end game meme. That's just don't give me hope.
I know. That's but I remember playing Halo 1 and and it was fun playing with my brothers, Brain, Jared, and Seth, and we would all just have so much fun as brothers just playing this game. And then Halo 2 came out, and we got that because my dad loved buying toys.
Right.
Brand new shiny toys. He's a shopaholic, and he just loves shiny new toys.
Can't help it.
So we played Halo 2, and I remember running up to the Warthog and like punching the window, and I saw it crack. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I punched it again, and it shattered. The glass shattered, and I was just like, "This is the pinnacle of gaming.
This is revolutionary.
They actually added. They can smash the glass now."
Yes.
In Halo 1, they didn't have that. The glass was just indestructible. And in Halo 2, they added shattering physics. And I nearly, as a 4-year-old boy, I was just I had what can only be described as, a euphoric episode of just realizing that, oh my god,
So
this,
orgasm. 4-year-old orgasm.
yeah, I had a nerdgasm. And I was just like, motherfucker, you could shatter the windows.
No, there was a scene, or not a scene. There was a moment. I think it's rumor, but I think one of the lead developers of Nintendo, Halo 3 had just came out, right?
Yeah.
And some of the guys were playing it, some of the dev team at Nintendo. He's got some famous name, I can't remember. He's one of the big leagues, right? He walks out there, watches that they're playing Halo, and he's like, "Hey, do me a favor." Because you remember it's the beginning game, right? You start out in that jungle where it goes, shoot one of the trees over there. And I'm like, okay. And they go, they shoot the tree, and the tree moves.
Yeah, the bird flies
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah, and it flies off it, and he's like, nice. He walks off. Basically, he was impressed at the fact that they were able to animate the trees being interacted with in the game, which for 2008 was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So let me say a noob thing right quick. I don't understand how people didn't do this before if everything is just ones and zeros. And that'll give y'all a take on how inept and unqualified I was to be a cyber dude for the Marine Corps.
Oh man. So Yeah, so with Halo 3, there's such a community drive. I remember I've always played with my friends and doing couch gaming. I love couch gaming. I love sitting next to my buddies, playing games. I'm not so much as connecting on Discord or getting connected on PC. Just doesn't have that same vibe for me. I like having them over, sitting down, buying a pizza, getting some beer or whatever, and just sitting down couch gaming. I really like that personal connection.
We should stream
Creating a new little gamer tag thing on Xbox, and then they're like, "Oh, bro, that's kind of a dumb name," and they're like, "What? Don't make fun of me." And then it's you haven't found out why it's dumb yet, Jacob. And then it's just you in the warthog going around the blood gold base. Blam! Joseph killed the little goat.
Wow. Yeah. So, but we have these sorts of moments that you can remember and cherish, and so that's what kills me. That if you noticed some of the things that I said that right now isn't in Halo Infinite is file share system, Forge, a working custom games server browser, and split screen co-op. Basically, every single
75% of multiplayer that's actually worth anything.
Every single form of community system is gone.
Yeah.
Every community feature is gone. Basically, there is a technical custom games, but as far as I'm aware, it's still broken.
Give
for
me like 10 minutes to order a pizza.
sure, all right, you can do your thing.
Because I feel like you're on a roll right now, and we're only scratching the surface of your feelings about this.
There's a lot going on. So it irritates me because so with Halo, the way that they've changed the system, because originally it was just you create a game, and that's your game, right? You make it, you post it, you're like, here's our game, play it. We can update it incrementally with maybe some DLC, right?
Yeah. I mean, like most games.
Like most games.
I hate that too. It's like, I mean, I understand that the company needs to make money, but why is the game $60? Why is the DLC $15 to $24? Why do I continually have to buy season passes and all that kind of stuff?
Exactly, and one of the and there's a big difference too, because I don't know if you're ever there with the issue with buying DLC maps. So it was an old issue that happened back in the early 2000s, 2010 era. So the big DLC that would happen with like Call of Duty and Halo is new map releases, which is cool because you can do that.
And then you can't be spawn killed all the time.
Yeah.
Until, that kid that frickin' buys it 5 minutes after it releases and then goes and finds those spots.
So yeah, the problem that you have though is that obviously not everybody's going to buy these maps, right?
Yeah.
So for those who buy the maps, they're the ones that can play these maps together.
Yeah.
And then there are those who can't. So you've now segmented your group to where you have people who can play these maps and all the other ones, and those who can't. So you've segmented your servers and player count to a smaller portion.
Yeah.
When you sell more maps, the same thing happens. You keep segmenting them in these like different areas. But then, what happens when your player count begins to shrink? Suddenly, you bought all these maps, and nobody's playing them anymore because none of the people that bought the maps are playing that game anymore. And then you run into that issue. And so, eventually, they were like, okay, we need to find a new way to monetize these systems because maps need to be free, otherwise nobody can play them. It was a huge issue back then, which now, you could still boot up the 360 like Call of Duty for one of the random maps that was there. You're not gonna find anybody over there.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing it. And I guess you could say that, but
Good old original Call of Duty Black Ops.
that game is good. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? I like Black Ops. I think Black Ops and Black Ops 2 were the strongest.
We need to do a let's play for a game to talk about Black Ops.
Oh, that'd be cool. Which do you like better, Black Ops or Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 2 has a more more modern catch to it, like it should.
Right.
But you legit can't beat Vietnam just
Yeah.
because, like,
Well, because we lost, so I
Well,
guess there's no way to beat it.
yeah,
Your
pretty
Uncle
much.
Ray.
But I mean,
Yeah, my Uncle Ray saw some shit.
But like all the stuff, like the theories from the CIA, you gotta remember, like the CIA was born in 1947 with the National Security Act. At least I'm
Before
pretty sure.
that, weren't they the OSI? The
Um,
OSS?
Office.
They were ONI, Office of Naval Intelligence Table Reference. Gotta put it in there somehow.
Well, I mean, yeah, we had ONI, we had the OSS. Yeah.
We had ONI? That was a thing? Is there an
Well, I mean, we
office of
still have ONI.
Is
It's
there-
just
is
the
there-
Office of Naval Intelligence.
we have an office in Naval
Yeah.
Intelligence? I didn't know that was
I
actually
got a freaking phone call in 12th grade from it because
From
some
ONI?
from ONI, because some recruiter was on the other side of Washington D.C. and they was like, "Oh yeah, hey, can you?" I'm like, "I'm a Russian language class. You're an excellent candidate, girl. You're freaking like 9 months too late. I already swore in for the Corps." And she was like, "I'm sorry for your loss," and I'm like, "I'm sorry for your lack of memberships." But anyhow,
Hey Jeremy, give me all of your personal information and address while we're on a live stream.
no.
but yeah, so like.
It's okay, I know your address.
Like, but original Black Ops,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of shit that went down in Vietnam.
It was also very. I think the thing about. So what you're saying is, roughly, the campaign of Black Ops One is the true selling point in it, and it's. Do you think
Yeah.
it's superior than the
Oh, yeah.
other things that Black Ops
Yeah.
2 has to offer?
The Black Ops 2 was nice. The team that you were with, really nice. How they have development, how your choices in game affected their lives.
Right.
Like that was to me that was the top notch editing.
Right.
Like where you actually have consequences to your actions. Because then it makes you want to go and play 100% good, 100% bad,
Right.
do the middle, do how you feel. Let this person die this time, let the other person. And Black Ops 2 was great.
Mm.
And the new Zombies and everything, that was great.
Yeah.
But the original Black Ops storyline, dude, you can't get a better storyline than that, unless of course you're playing.
It was
Fallout.
the idea of spoiler, Victor Resmond.
My name is Victor Reznov.
Reznov, that's it, Reznov. Fucking
And then-
Gary Oldman killed that role, man.
Yeah.
He was
And
awesome.
I didn't even know that Gary Oldman
Did
did
you
that
know that,
much
Ryan?
shit.
Victor Reznov or
Reznov.
Reznov. Fuck me.
That was Gary Oldman?
That was Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman is such a great
He's a
actor.
fucking
I love
legend.
He's
Gary Oldman.
awesome. Mason.
Mason, the freedom is for you, but not for me.
yeah.
And then at the very end,
Reznov.
yeah, it's like mine, and it's like it's the image of Mason. He's like, oh shit, this is what sleeper agents do.
And then it was when the Russians are taking over the prison. and
Yeah.
fighting back.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was in 8th grade, and it was the last day of school, and I just finished playing I finished playing Black Ops not too long before, and so I was sitting there. Well, the cool thing was we were outside hanging out at the school, and we had basically a line formed behind or close by the buses, and we had this little area, this little walkway before you get to the buses, before school was out, and so they had to wait until the time, and we released students, right?
Yeah.
Now, the sound that you hear when the Russians are attacking the
It's
prison.
the same
the-
fucking whistle.
Not that. The people, when he's like, go and take down the prison. It's like, "Whoa!" that scream. I've heard that again when they were like, all right, you can go. It was, "Whoa!" and everybody was charging forward. And I was like, fuck, this is it. We're about to take over shit. This place is going down.
Yeah.
I,
You can't stop me, teacher. You can't stop
The
me,
battle-
Russian prison guard.
The battle cry was intense. It was awesome.
Of course they're gay.
Of course they're gay.
Yeah.
But so again with Halo coming back to it, the idea Forge is incremental because it's been in so many of the titles, and there's so much you can do with it, so many hours you can spend with it. There are people that right now are breaking the not even split screen co-op campaign, just co-op.
Yeah.
They're breaking that so they can get into Forge and mess around.
Yeah.
And they're creating some beautiful things. That's not what bugs me. What bugs me is the fact that they didn't have this for one thing at launch. Forge is I mean, custom games isn't working right now. That should be fixed. This stuff should be fixed by now, but because they handled this so abhorrently, it's not. None of this is working. We have a base multiplayer game. We basically have what would be considered like an alpha, but it's a full released game right now at the moment.
Yeah.
And so, the thing that kills me, I guess it doesn't kill me most, but you had games that came out every couple of years. I understand games are getting more technically difficult because of higher graphics and textures and things like that, and adding more stuff. I get
understand that now.
I understand that. My issue is that you normally create a game, and then you end up posting the game, right? And then that's it. It's like, that's your game. Yes, sweetheart? Yes?
So I'm looking over the ratings for it
Yes.
to make a better version of what we received.
Sure.
And I found a video of the frat room
Mm-hmm.
when Jessica comes up after my mom did the garter thing
Right.
for the garter room.
Yeah, so...
And Jessica came over to me and she was, I was doing this number. She was like, Papa? And I was just like, excuse me. And then I started laughing because I was so nervous that I just didn't know what to say when she asked me that. So that's what came out.
Wow.
And I have it on recording.
That's fantastic. That's just great. Sweetheart. Love it. Y'all have fun. So what gets me, Riley, is that this is a live service. It's not like a traditional game. Fortnite is a live service. The idea behind a live service is
Live service is to freaking gaming as mobile ads are to the human annoyance level. Like, it's garbage. It's the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst trade deal. It's the worst game deal of all game deals in the history of game deals. Why would
sucks.
you even do this?
I'm the best at identifying the worst.
Yeah, that is me.
And that is this. This
You're
is
an
the
ant beneath my boot, Hillary, and you always will be.
If you make small children buy the outfits for your fucking game, and then they call it, oh, you're the guy from Fortnite, and it's a fucking stormtrooper!
I can't wait to see cattier stormtroopers on Battlefront.
We will get to the customizations that the Yappening has done, and I'll pull up those fucking tweets.
More like the
it's not
yipping.
It's not the yapping, it's not the yipping, it's the yuppifying.
Hold on.
Yuppifying.
What would you? Okay, so yappifying. Define yapping.
Yeah.
Yapping is a small, annoying little dog, but yupping, being a yuppie, is good old Cy Robertson and Phil Robertson.
Isn't
Duck
that just
Dynasty.
like a rich hillbilly?
No, it's just a bunch of yuppies, a bunch of freaking individuals that can't take care of themselves, and all they know how to do is just breathe through their fucking mouths. And we're so not getting monetized because of my language. I'm sorry.
No,
Dude,
no. We're not monetized.
I love
Oh,
it because
okay.
the last we can't monetize it.
Oh,
We're
God.
not affiliated enough.
Yeah, we don't have 1,000
we
subs.
make no money off these episodes.
realized what I was doing. I was like, oh no.
No, I went to go watch the stream just to make sure that my performance was okay. I noticed that there were some weird things. I was having allergies. I was scratching my eyes a lot. I was just like, I should take a Claritin before the stream. Blah blah blah. Because I like to review my stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I was just like, I need to take a break from this video. I've been watching it for about half an hour, so I swiped down on the YouTube app on my phone.
Right.
And then when you swipe down, it pauses automatically, which means, oh no, this is in YouTube Kids.
Oh no. Oh no.
And we're not a big enough channel for them to notice.
That's fucking funny.
That's really hilarious. I think we should post these live streams only to YouTube Kids now.
Oh, you devious man.
I am an evil bastard.
Yeah. So yeah, the yappening was coming to a close. I will talk about that in a bit.
I am an evil bastard.
Everybody's left me. It's fine. So let's talk. Let's talk. Just us. Just you and me. Let's talk about some stuff.
Okay.
What? Because I got a lot to say. So, Halo, since 2001, has been coming out as a game. It's been a fun game. They have a bunch of things that you could use. Custom games, Forge, multiplayer experiences, all this great stuff. All well and good, plenty of guns, plenty of fun shit, right? Halo Infinite comes out, and I've been a patient man. I have sat through 6 years of this game's development after experiencing what was Halo 5. Not a good game. I don't know why I still own it. I actually didn't purchase Halo 5. I inherited it from someone. I don't know why I still have it. Because I don't play it. I have no reason to. I don't have any urges to play Halo 5. Because I play Halo for the campaign. I enjoy the multiplayer, but I usually play it for the campaign. More on that later. So, one of the biggest issues that I have with Halo is now that they've transitioned to this live service. I feel like I have a theory that it's essentially an excuse of their technical debt. Because the way a live service works is they release the base game, and then they continually update it, adding newer and newer things, so that way it keeps the game fresh and interesting, right? The problem that we have, though, is that when Halo introduced itself as a base game, you have Fortnite as a comparison. Normally, a lot of people compare Halo to Fortnite as far as the live service goes. Fortnite seasons last every 3 months, which is about 90 days. It's so you can get to rank 100, so you can basically rank up once a day, that sort of thing. I think. I don't play Fortnite, so that's how I assume it goes, because Halo is similar. Problem is the first season of Halo, or of the Halo show that came, or not show, the Halo season, their first season, something of Reach, I can't remember. Heroes of Reach, that's it. It lasted 6 months, which was double the time. In a time where we were already experiencing a content drought and we were really needing stuff. Stuff to play, stuff to really latch onto, because the base game was pretty, watered down, as it were. Yeah, I know, it's pretty full, the trash can. So, Season 2 finally comes out, and the thing that sucks is that Season 2 is delayed. Comes out, but, Season 3 gets delayed, so Season 2 is now lasting longer. I believe it's lasting 6 to 9 months. In Season 3, Season 3 is going to last another 6 to 9, possibly even, I wouldn't say 12 months, but 10 months. So these seasons are taking forever.
These seasons sure sound like, you could fit probably 4 weather types into them.
Yeah, and when Season 2 came out, we got 2 maps. 2 new maps out of everything.
Huh.
And for a live service, the stuff that came with it wasn't enough. That's right next to the mic. We'll pick up all of that.
One time I was freaking playing Star Wars The Old Republic, and I had my mic, and this was like console and OP and the barracks and everything. It was a 96. All I had was an entire weekend of playing Star Wars. And that's all I did. I ordered food to my room, which you can't really do in other places, so hands look really nice that way. But I grew out some stubble on my cheeks and everything, because I'm like, oh, look at me being a little bit rebellious to the Marine Corps order. And my freaking mic was brushing up against my scruff the entire time. And this one dude was like, alright, I'm sick and tired of it. Everybody go silent. The next person that does anything, you're gonna be the guy that's raping our ears with the microphone. And I was like, say what? And it was, shh, like, yes, remember? I'm like, I'm so sorry. So no, I shan't repeat my mistakes with a bag of chips next to the microphone. Lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
Knowledge gained.
Knowledge has been gained. Knowledge.
Knowledge.
But I was talking about the Halo being a live service instead of a base game, or instead of just a normal game that comes out. My problem with this whole live service system is, funny enough, you know, Halo already had a live service before. I mean, kind of before Halo Infinite. And you know what it was?
What?
It was the community.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had Forge, you had File Share, Custom Games Browser, you could make your own shit. People could make their own shit, they could post it, and other people could play it.
Right.
You're basically, your fans are literally creating content for you. They are doing the work for you. Let them do it.
Yeah.
Let them make the shit that they want to make. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the Forge stuff that's been coming out recently. Shit's baller. Like, it's revolutionary as far as Forge goes. It is like the creation of Forge to begin with. Like, it is absolutely revolutionary. I love it. Problem is, it's with a shit game. It is terrible. It's with a terrible game. And the reason why it's so terrible is because the engine that they built is built with duct tape. It is built with, like, super glue and duct tape and dreams. And they've built so much, they've created so much technical debt that now they are devoting resources away from split screen campaign or split screen co-op to now work on fixing this technical debt, which is what kills me, because split screen co-op is essential to Halo. Couch gaming is Halo is a social game. These people, one of the guys at 343 who was in an interview talking about it, he said, he's like, we all know Halo, or I don't know if it's not exact, this is not verbatim, but he said that Halo is a competitive game, and I'm like, bullshit. Halo is not a competitive game. It is a social game with competitive tendencies. The problem that I have with Halo Infinite, as smooth as the gameplay is it is sweaty as fuck.
Sweaty?
It's a term. Basically, what it means is that, you know, the game is so competitive, your palms are getting sweaty from, like, trying to play and stress. Yeah.
See, this is why I'm never gonna be one of those freaking.
You're not gonna be a gamer like Jace over here, who's not a gamer.
No, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not gonna be one of those.
I game.
I'm not gonna be one of those like Cloud9 weebs,
Oh.
because the freaking game itself on Legendary is like, there's a chieftain with the map freaking, grab me here and play it.
I'll have you know,
Jace is a
my infinite level is probably higher than yours.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
that's how
God.
competitive I am. I have a
So-
higher infinite score than you.
Higher infinite score. What the fuck? Oh man. But I mean, me and Jace have played a couple rounds. Jace has had some good plays.
I'm actually pretty good. I think it's because I started playing it when it came out,
Yeah.
which is something I didn't do with any other Halo game other than Halo Reach.
Right.
But I didn't play on live with Halo Reach.
Right.
I only played, couch when I had friends over, or I played the campaign co-op with my brother. Because I wasn't allowed to have a live service.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really get the whole going online and playing with random people until Infinite came out. That was my first time.
Because it was free.
Yeah,
And it's fun.
experiencing that, and it was great. But it allowed me to get good at certain
Get
skills.
good, scrub.
You know what's funny though? You know what's another thing that hasn't been fixed with Infinite is desync. That is an issue that's still prevalent to this day. Because me and you have had so many issues with these things. We've been killed so. Now, I might blame it on the lag, okay, but we can all admit Halo Infinite has some desync issues.
Yeah.
Where you think you killed somebody and then they kill you, and you're like, oh, why?
Or like you shoot somebody with a shotgun, and then they melee you and you die, and then the shotgun shoots them and they die.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Does that happen to you?
Yeah, it has.
Wow. That bad?
Yeah,
That's
bad.
ridiculous.
So bad. There's been another time where like I go to like jump and kill somebody, and I obviously hit them, and then they just run around behind me and melee me.
I
and
can't
I'm like,
stand that
what?
shit. It's like, why? Why does this happen? I can't tell you how many times I melee people, because there's a difference between doing a melee and doing a melee that hits something.
Right.
Because it makes a different sound, right? I have done melee attacks that have made the sound of impact,
Right.
right?
Crunch, crunch.
I shouldn't have eaten some. However, it didn't do shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would go to
I thought
melee.
you were talking about the chips for a second, like you had some sort of diet going on. I'm like, no, no, I ruined my bud.
No, chips are good.
Yeah,
But
salt and vinegar.
I'd go to melee somebody, make the sound of contact, and not do anything. And I'm like, why? Why are you like this?
What are you happening?
Doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I'm having problems with fucking Halo Infinite. Like, it's like, people are asking, is Halo dead? I don't know. I want to say no, but at the same time, the way the direction that we're going with this drought is that Halo is going to be relevant 2 or 3 years from now, which isn't enough to bring it back. You know,
TV show didn't help.
TV show did not help. Oh my god, I don't think we talked about that on Jared on Junior Critics. Like, I think about that every now and again, like accidentally saying JR Critics. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, no, we're in the JR Critics. It's totally different.
Totally.
The name is shockingly similar, but totally different. Halo's
what?
JR Kreider's, the clothing shop that's in Blonigan.
It's closed down now too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh. Wait, that cigar shop and everything?
Not the, well, there were 2 cigar shops here. There was Brantley, and then there's JR
The one
Kreider's.
up on the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he's still open.
yeah.
But JR
Huh.
Kreider's is closed down, yeah.
Shoot, I should have bought some more for you when they were open.
Ah, no, you're fine. I mean, they were selling them on clearance, which was pretty nice. But the way that they sounded when they were closing down, I was like, y'all guys closing? He's like, yeah, moving on to different straits. And I was like, oh, y'all guys are handling this pretty well, I guess. In my opinion, they probably just made their profit and were like, yeah, we're probably just going to take the same store and just move it to a different location
Yeah.
and start, refresh, renew.
Yeah.
So it's basically just the same process, and they could probably just keep moving that everywhere.
Is that Knuckles
So
sandwich shop
bad.
ever open?
Knuckle Sailor?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I would say no if y'all live up here.
We don't live.
I really thought I was about to be beaten. Like, is the Knuckle Sandwich open yet? Get the main course, bitch. Yeah, I don't know if y'all guys saw that, but the Halo TV show was amazing. I think we did discuss it on one of the live streams.
Yeah, I remember coming up here and talking about how horrible it was.
They're making a second season. And you know what's worse? The second season is probably going to take place during Combat Evolved. Which means Captain Keyes is going to be on the Pillar of Autumn.
I
on
would
the
make
Halo
a better.
ring.
I'm straight up calling it. I would make a better chief than the dude they got doing it.
No shit. Well, I mean, like, I give credit to the actor. Actor's trying.
He is playing the role he is given.
Exactly.
And okay, New Year's Revolution starting 9 months and 16 days after it should have. Don't hate the actors.
No.
hate the fucking writers and the director and the producer who don't have the fucking gonads to be able to stand up for the show
No shit.
or literally anything.
Yes.
Like, I get that they're trying to get to a new audience, but you're getting to a newer audience by not having a video game. Like, make the show along the storyline, and you would have something that will rival The Walking Dead.
Or Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Or Game of fucking Thrones. You know how many you want to create a TV show with the most amount of extras? Get those little flood kids. Like get kids, get orphans, give them jobs. Is that against OSHA or something? Like having child workers or something? No, because they're actors.
There are
It's
kids
Hollywood.
on. Yeah, I was gonna say
Nobody
there's
cares.
just kids on TV. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Have just like orphanage after orphanage hired, and you just have a massive like hire an orphanage. Yeah, yeah. Why not? They're all.
Hey kids, want to earn $20? Come play a flood infected form.
I got a better one.
Entry fee's gonna cost you though. Zip.
Use a bunch of midgets. Use the same cast they used for The Hobbit whenever
Oh,
you
God.
need close-ups on their face.
Peter Dinklage is now a flood form. I tell you, I'm going to infect you.
The three of us are going to get a fucking pizza.
Oh, y'all guys
Where?
heading out?
Yeah, we're bouncing. Hey,
Wow.
keep the stream going.
I-
You're a great guest.
You know,
Oh,
I
thanks,
like how my co-host is like, hey,
Bring-
peace out. I'm heading out to grab a pizza later, bitches.
I don't take this show seriously,
Guess what,
and nor
Jeremy?
should I.
Guess what, Jeremy? He's taking your wife with him too.
Well, that's you know
And
what?
your other
That's-
best friend.
That's
Oh,
just
I thought you
fucking
were gonna
great.
say, and your other wife.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's just great.
I'm leaving you with my fucking scraps. Joe.
Wow! 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 Okay, let's see how it is. You know what? Is one of those pizzas mine?
Yeah, one of those pizzas is like all meat.
Well, at least good.
Mm-hmm. And I got you orange beer.
Woo!
Yeah, so we'll
Alright.
be back in like 3 hours.
Please be back sooner. Fuck off.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Nope, that'll be 0:45.
Well, watch me. Pearson's like, oh yes, I have to leave now. See you later, and I'll be like, oh, I'm just stuck with the camera by myself doing a live stream.
Dude,
Dude, I still have dude. No, but with you haven't played the Halo Infinite campaign, have you?
I played all the way until I got to the ground level, the very first ground level.
Were you
because-
on the ring?
Yeah, and my computer cannot handle the amazing graphics.
Your computer can't handle the rendering.
So another fun fact of McPherson, I have such bad luck with technology and computers and having them function properly. I have a Ryzen 5.5 or some sort
Yeah,
of freaking graphics
that's pretty
thing.
decent.
This is a brand spank new. I'm gonna bleep myself because I feel bad now.
It's fine.
Freaking what you call them? It's a brand new laptop, and I just can't get it to function.
Might
I mean,
be the processing power and not the graphics card. That's gonna be
It's
best.
got like an Intel Core like 9 or whatever. Like
Nine?
all of my shit is up to date. It has some of the best shit on the market.
You might need to change your graphics settings to low. Yeah.
Will not handle.
Still,
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
You know how much you love Halo?
I do.
Yeah, I'm like maybe a tenth of that, and I'm still trying. Like your level is just that much higher. But
Do you have an Xbox?
Yeah, I don't have a place to set it up.
Let's say you can play it on your Xbox.
Yeah, but then I have to buy it.
Again.
Yeah, I already got it on freaking PC.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what you gotta do is you gotta. Is it connected to the same gamer profile that's on your Xbox?
No,
What the fuck's wrong with you?
you can fucking do that.
Yes, there. My.
I bought it on Steam,
Oh, that's why.
I think. Unless
Well,
I bought
if
it
you
from
might.
No, I did buy it on Microsoft Store.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
If you connect it to your Xbox account, you might be able to play on your Xbox.
Right.
Yeah, that's something that we're trying at least.
I live out of boxes, not because I have to or because I'm homeless, but because I find that's the easiest way to just be able to pick up and go. You take the important box with you, and you just walk out the door, and you put it in your truck, and you just stay there for a couple of weeks or so. And that way, you're not bothering anybody. Live out of boxes. You don't need fancy shit. Your car is a charger. You just don't let the battery die. It'll buff. So, yeah, I don't have a place for my Xbox.
Have you seen the new people are trying to use the car wheel to recharge the battery on the whole no emissions cars like the Teslas and stuff?
You want to start talking about no emission cars and get into a conspiracy theory?
Sure.
So,
Let me grab a beer first.
okay, yeah, you'll probably need that.
Go ahead and start us off, because I can still hear you.
Alright, so you know how America has, this active shooter problem because guns?
I wouldn't say it's a problem. That's gonna be my hot take. Is that I actually don't think we have that much of an active shooter problem because I like guns.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the world would like it to be seen as an active shooter problem because guns. Then call it an active gun problem, but you can't because they're inanimate objects, okay?
That's fair.
It's an active government problem, and they're funding the shit out of it. All right?
Wait, active shooters?
Yeah.
Okay,
How much you want to bet? So
we're getting into
the
politics. I'm sorry.
this ain't politics. This is common sense.
Fuck.
The most.
That's a t-shirt.
No, that could totally be a t-shirt. Ah, we're freaking copyright.
No.
Thing,
Yeah, copywriting it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. What is it called? Patented. Patented t-shirt. You're gonna have this logo on it. This logo made by the amazing Shay. It's amazing.
She made a coaster for them.
Yeah.
They're what is it? 4 of them? They're really nice.
They are. Look how thick these are. These are thick boys.
Yeah, they are.
They're
Sweet.
reusable. They're not paper. It's not flimsy.
Yeah.
I could star that thing, but it's a circle. Anyhow,
You know what else? Just to flex
Yeah.
it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a polyurethane coat. A thin
Yeah.
polyurethane coat on top of it.
so that way it doesn't get scratched.
Yep. Or scuffed-y.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the truck. I got American flag coasters on the left side, driver's side, because of course by the viewer, highest ranking flag goes on the left. This is America, and the other ones are Batman. So I can replace the Batman ones with freaking gamer tag. Sweet, yeah, let's go. But yeah, so in I think it was like Buffalo, New York or something, 9 people were killed, which is unfortunate. Like people dying because of active shooters happens in states that have strict gun laws and strict carry laws and make it almost impossible to frickin' carry.
That finger's
Oh.
really bent backwards.
And this
Jesus.
yeah, bro, it's a talent.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I can do that.
The fuck is wrong
This
with
is why you can't get me in a wrist lock.
Flex on the meters.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, 9 people died in that active shooter incident. But one of them was the newest guy for frickin' inventing the water car, the hydro car, the zero emissions car. How many times have the hydro car been invented?
I don't know.
3 times now.
Okay.
The first dude runs into a restaurant, or runs out of a restaurant to his brother. Like, this is conspiracy theory. Yes, conspiracy theory. The term that was introduced in the frickin' Zimmerman report or whatever it was about JFK's head being blown the fuck off. We, the government, find that we've investigated ourselves and are not guilty of any heinous actions within this thing. And also, if you talk about conspiracy theories, then you're a commie bastard. So,
Fuck commies.
yeah, fuck commies. But talking about conspiracy theories, and the term conspiracy theory was coined in that report that the CIA created.
to deter civilians from talking about government actions.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. There's another reason to freaking think about, is this really a conspiracy theory, or am I using my actual brain on this? I don't know. I don't know all the facts. I don't know everything. But, you know, you can't trust shit. And if you can't trust people, then you sure as hell can't trust the government. But, dude runs up to his brother or whatever that's waiting for him outside, and he's like, they poisoned me. Dead. Other dude freaking invents a water car. 3 weeks later, suffocated in his sleep. Suffocated or strangled or whatever. What? I don't know. Maybe it's a different theory. I don't know. But this last dude was in Buffalo, New York. Freaking, the fucking active shooter dude had a body cam on, and you can see from the freaking dudes that he's shooting that he's looking for somebody. Like, you're using a shotgun. You're gonna hit something. Why aren't you just spraying and praying? Because you're picking your target. Straight up.
So you think like the hydroelectric car is the
Hydroelectric. No, it's not. Not with these people dying left and right. Nobody wants to freaking take up the mantle and try and produce it. Or else they're gonna get shracked by some sheik because they want to keep on selling their oil. Like, hell no, nobody wants to build that again.
But do you think if they came out with a hydroelectric vehicle, it could be the future?
Yeah, it's 100% zero emissions. Hydroelectric power is some of the cleanest. Like, besides nuclear, which is the most powerful and clean, like, proportionally speaking, I would say hydroelectric is probably the cleanest. It just uses water to create energy. And the water cycle is reusable. I mean, it's a hydroelectric dam. You just have the water cycle. You have heat, evaporation, condensation. Condensation freaking densifies and then falls to the earth. It's a freaking cycle. And as long as we have the cycle going for more water to come down from the heavens, then we got enough water to power a hydroelectric dam. Which, funny enough, Lake Mead is very low right now. Yeah, Lake Mead also supplies the Hoover Dam for power.
Oh, fun.
The Hoover Dam also supplies like the entire West Coast.
It's fine.
Yeah, it'll buff.
It's the West
It
Coast.
will buff. Yeah, who really cares about California? Or at least the coastline of California, that's all literal garbage. But then to even talk about a more tragic shooting event in which the police failed. Uvalde, Texas. Did you hear about that one? So, unfortunately, there were about 15 people killed. Most of them, like 2 teachers. The rest of them are kids. And the frickin' Uvalde SWAT team are a bunch of frickin' pansies. And they just stand outside.
Uvalde. You fucking
Uvalde.
idiot.
I don't know how to pronunciate shit. Okay?
Uvalde, yeah.
Uvalde, whatever. Anyhow, unfortunately, those people died. Why? Because the police didn't respond.
That was a rough one.
They were making people stop being good Samaritans and go in there and try and help the situation.
I remember that.
Yeah. Like, I straight up, if I was, and there was a police officer that was caught checking his phone. This is why the police suck. No, it's not. The dude's wife was murdered. He was checking his, the cop that you can see in the hallway with his freaking sidearm and everything. He's checking corners. Then he stops and looks at his phone. He's checking to see if he gets a message from his wife. Little does he know she's already dead, because the active shooter has been going on for an hour.
He didn't go in there and stop
Oh no,
it?
he went in. They stopped him before he could go in though, and they were like, "No, can't go in yet. Can't go in yet."
So officer
Can't go in
stopped
yet."
him.
Yeah, the freaking the little corded-off zone of this fucking shooting had police officers stopping police officers from doing their job.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah,
That's
like-
a rough situation.
what? So, one, why is the government stopping the government from keeping kids safe in school? Like, I don't care if you're a coward. It's your job. You go in there and you fight the bad guy. If 3 or 4 of you die, well, then that's unfortunate. Dude, get off the counter.
Off the counter. Get down.
That's unfortunate, but that's what you did. You signed up. You swore the oath to the Constitution and said you'll defend it all from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And if you take that oath and you're going to be a coward and hide behind frickin' the outside wall of a school, then you're useless. You are absolutely useless, and you need to find a different occupation if you can't respond to an active shooter. I do not care. If you've taken up the mantle to protect and defend a city against all enemies, foreign and domestic, then you need to be ready to frickin' to lay everything down on the line. Maybe you get killed, maybe you don't. Maybe you save children. Maybe you die in the process and your buddy next to you, the buddy behind him, the third guy in line, because the first two, they're frickin' the ones that punch through the door, get tapped, and then the third guy is able to frickin' take him out. Maybe that's what it costs. But it's better than children dying because we're adults and we've done things. We've given commitments. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just an old fogey in a frickin' young man's body or something. I don't know.
In a Snoopy t-shirt.
Yeah, and not today's Snoopy t-shirt.
Well,
But no, the frickin' active shooter had so much fucking gear. That's like he had more gear than I was given for the Corps. Yeah, legit plate carrier. 2 rifles, one Daniel defense rifle, which is no less, like their bottom line rifle at the gun store is $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
How to get this? Oh, that's right. Grandmother's food stamps. Food stamp money can buy weapons, y'all. That's really the American dream
Let's
right
go.
there. Yep.
Saving up.
Yup.
It's fine.
Yeah. So.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I could go on.
Off of that detour, let's talk about Halo.
Halo, and where we're only concerned about fighting the evil alien bastards that are coming to take away our lives and freedom.
So, like,
Oh wait, the skinwalkers in the DC.
so here's the thing that gets me. Okay.
FBI agents, go freaking have a good laugh because y'all need one if you're still agents for the FBI right now.
I'll have to tell Riley about the yappening posts that have been coming out. I'll show you them.
They call it the yappening.
It's called the yappening. Ooh, this is a good one. So y'all guys take a look at this this image right here. This what I would consider a cursed image of what is supposed to be a Spartan with bunny ears and pink armor.
Shit, I've seen this from somewhere before.
Yeah, on our thumbnail.
No, not from the thumbnail. Not just from the thumbnail. Dude, off the counter.
Get off the counter. Get down.
This is such
I believe in you.
a vivid memory
Of that?
of
This is
the
recent.
color scheme.
Oh.
Of the color scheme on something that typically wouldn't have that color scheme or bunny ears.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not the color scheme.
it's a combination of the color scheme and the bunny ears because this looks like some frickin'
You can do it.
some sort of wackadoo wanting to be a fem bunny now. There's fem boys, so now they're fem bunnies. Now there's girls pretending to be girls, which apparently is a thing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll step aside from that.
I'm gonna continue to drink.
So with the Halo campaign, we'll get to this. But the Halo Infinite campaign's okay. It's not great. What? Sure, I'll have a little bit. It's not great, but it's got its merits, I would say. I think the problem that I have is the weapon. Personally,
The what?
the weapon.
The weapon?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you so you can see, and then I'll show everyone else. Let's see. Halo Infinite, the weapon. So I can show you, my friend. I don't know if it's going to pull up properly. Really? not gonna. There we go. There we go. Her. She's called the weapon. She's called the weapon because they don't have a name for her, and at the end they almost say that she basically adopts the name Cortana at the end of the story. In like
I
respect.
think I might have seen a spoiler on that.
So my problem is that everything is trying to be Marvel now. The
Yeah.
problem that I have with the weapon, which is funny because at the end of the game, she kind of inherits the name of Cortana, but they kind of allude to it, if anything.
They let you really imply you're
Yeah,
that needy for more Cortana.
but everyone still calls her the weapon because that's all they actually address her as. So the thing is that she's very quirky, funny, and silly, and all these other things, even though she's supposed to be an exact copy of Cortana.
Yeah.
And so
I do from the very beginning. Like you're with her, and like you go and you talk to her and everything. And I do see the resemblance, you know, because it's the same voice actress.
yeah, it's Jen Taylor.
Yup.
She's doing her thing,
Yup.
and she's not bad. Don't get me wrong.
No.
It's just the way that the comedy scheme's trying to go. It's more lighthearted. It's more silly.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a bigger problem that I'm having with Halo in recent years is that they seem to be going away from the dark attitude that Halo kind of had, because this is humanity at near extinction. You know, we're fighting alien races. Yeah, I think so. We're fighting alien races where we're on the precipice of disaster, and Halo Infinite is technically at the largest scale it's ever been. Almost, I think it's right next to Halo 3 because we fought the Banished and we lost. You know.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
So it's like, where do we, it's
love that.
as crazy as it could ever be. Oh, pizza.
That's a lot of pizza.
Now give me my personal pizza.
All right, Riley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some of this yappening that I want to tell you about.
Oh yeah.
For now, you know that Halo Infinite has or Halo in general is usually dark and dreary and has a lot of like sad vibes at times. Could you talk about that for a minute, especially with maybe Planet Reach and stuff, while I go and pee real quick so I can come back and talk about all this shit?
Okay, so Halo's story is very interesting in that a group of aliens very much have this religious zealotry behind them, and this entire culture about their ancestors, the Forerunners, were these people who left behind all this technology so that the Covenant could find it, and they would use this technology to ascend to basically heaven. But the humans were the ones that the technology was left for.
Are you fucking eating in the camera? What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is ASMR now.
Mm-hmm.
Take this. Hold on. Give a swallow. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm a beautiful man with a beautiful throat.
Exactly what I needed.
But
Not talking about that.
Behind the scenes, it takes a little for.
this Halo franchise kind of puts a very real element, because they say that war is hell. You hear that all the time.
Wait, they do? Wait, is that in the books or is that in the?
No, that's just a general saying people say.
Yeah, it's also heavily
I
implied.
thought they legit had that in the line, and I was
No.
like, I need to go back and play all the Halos now.
Nah, that'd be well, no, it's more implied. I mean, hell, you look at the fucking Believe trailer, with the diorama. You know the models. Remember? I don't know if you've seen that.
Here's the thing. A lot of people say war is hell, and they're wrong. War is war and hell is hell, because Who goes to hell, Jeremy?
Bad people.
Exactly. There's no innocent bystanders in hell. War is full of them,
That's fair. That's fair.
including the soldiers. As a matter of fact, I'd say that the only non-high council,
The prophets.
the prophets,
Yeah,
the prophets,
truth, mercy, and regret.
yeah, the people who run the actual war, and they have all of these foot soldiers answering their orders. Those people are innocent bystanders because they were more or less brainwashed into fighting for this false religion because now they're in too deep.
Right. So I want to contrast that with what is happened to Halo now, and I wanted to show you some of this that's come across. So I'm just going to read you a couple of random tweets for you. This one, courtesy of Halo. Let me see if I can find. I want to try and see if I can go back enough to where I can find the beginning of this whole thing.
Pizza if you want.
I will when I get.
I got a very meaty one for you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
You're my guy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. Where was I? So these have been random tweets that have come out for Halo, as far as the yappening is concerned.
Great.
Okay, here we are. I think the yappening has arrived. So, the yappening has created a new character. All right.
I would love to see it.
His character is a grunt.
Yeah.
Normal grunt.
Love grunts. We love to see grunts.
Named Flip Flop. So, like I said, here, actually scoot over so that way we'll be center frame. We got this. Oh, thank you. You're awesome. I will have some of that in a second. Like I said, or like we were talking about.
Yes. Also, another slice of pizza.
Halo has had this dreary atmosphere.
I got a personal one and an extra cheesy one. It has like
Sweet.
6 cheeses on it. They call it the Wisconsin 6 cheese.
That's awesome. So Halo's always had this kind of dark aesthetic. We have this right here, okay? Just listen to the way it's told. See, it says, "Hey, human friends, Flip Flop here. Complete all your challenges, and I'll give you this cool weapon charm from High Charity Gift Shop. Managed to acquire a bunch of them before the bad space zombies came along. Elites just loved saying this word in the old Covenant days."
Ward
was what the elite said in Halo Combat Evolved. But I've been getting these tweets all like the past week, and it's been fucking killing me. So you want to be doing a learn about the places I've been? It all began at the same time we visited the human planet Reach, and a big party with the demons there. Yeah.
Cool, he makes it sound like a fucking forest.
Yeah. Flip Flop here, we Ungoy have a lot of different armors because half the battle is looking cooler than the enemy. And that's why you gotta grab the opulent display set. Now,
Halo's just become Fortnite.
yeah, I can't stress this enough. Humans don't like methane. Even the demons don't like it. Maybe they just gotta play with it some more. Then they'll be seeing what this spicy lung gold is all about. So here's the deal: you do a finish of all your yappening stuffs, and you have some of mine. What the fuck am I reading?
This sounds like somebody's on drugs. No, this sounds like a boomer who has like a very base line of like Gen Z like slang, and it just evolves into sounding fucking stupid.
It's like it's supposed to be a grunt, obviously.
Yeah.
A grunt is talking about he's trying to sell you merch, and I'm thinking.
It sounds like he's being a fucking propaganda bitch for the hierarchy, and it's all like, oh yeah, we only visited that place. Oh yeah, you only visited how many people?
Oh yeah, here we go.
You fucking Nazi.
Yeah, like, remember when
think
we, visited Reach and went sightseeing and
Yeah.
blasted a couple of cities?
Right here.
Biggie.
Where was I? Oh yeah, when we went to the ring, they said was built by this. I hated this tweet. Okay, because of the shit. It just bugged me to no end. It was one of those things that I just Where was I? Oh yeah. Then we went to the ring. They said was built by the Forerunners.
Like the number 4.
And I just, I internally cringed heavily. I was like, you can't be fucking serious.
Oh my god.
Like, Forerunners. Whoever they are, I got no clue. Anyway, the Green Demon decided to blow it up, so I had to get out of there.
So, you want to know what this actually sounds like?
What?
Hi, I bet you're like, insert freaking movie from 2017 to present. Hi, I bet you're wondering how I got to this place in time. Yeah. Those intros.
Like the record scratch.
Yeah.
I bet you wondered how I got
the
here.
record scratch intros.
Yeah.
Fucking garbage.
Like Ratatouille almost.
Yeah.
I think Ratatouille had the same kind of
you know,
intro.
probably wondering how I got
Ratatouille
here.
commercial intros. Because that wasn't even the movie. That was freaking. That was just for the commercials.
So then I got back to High Charity. I was cheering and saying nice things about the Arbiter after getting some lung gold. What the fuck?
What the fucking Mongol?
I know.
What is that?
Grunts breathe methane.
Yeah.
Because that's basically their oxygen.
Alright, but I don't walk around being like, oh my god,
It's lung gold.
oxygen.
Yeah.
Man, I just love this good old.
Yeah, look at this.
Oxygen.
Yo, guys, look at this art style. This is now what Halo's become. Hold on. Let me do something real quick, okay? I want to show you guys a bit of a different scene for the community. They're trying to. I get that they're trying to appeal to kids. It's what it is. But it's killing me. Let's see.
You know how like Avatar: The Last Airbender, they made a sequel. It wasn't as good, but they understood that like the audience back then grew up, and they sort of like made it more adult. They added more violent themes. They added like a bunch of stuff that kind of made it more adult.
Right.
Because they understood.
Season 7 is not for kids.
Yeah, exactly. Because they understood that their audience back then grew up. This is just appealing to like an audience that they don't know.
Right. I completely agree.
It's like, hey, 11-year-olds, you like Fortnite?
Hello,
Well,
fellow kids.
Yeah, basically, this is like, hey, fellow kids, you like Fortnite?
So this right here, I'll have to pull up the overlay, but
It
for
actually
y'all guys to
reminds
look.
me
What?
of this very funny story that a woman told. She's like an older woman, and she was like probably in her 30s, and she was talking to a bunch of kids. She was at like a shindig or like a family event thing, and she was talking to like these kids, and they're like, and so the woman was like, "So you guys like in Fortnite or something?" And the kids were like, "Nah, Fortnite's fucking dead. We don't play that shit anymore."
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
the woman described, I was like, and as soon as they said that, I just shriveled into like this dying husk because I just realized that the newest thing that I know about kids is dead now, and I'm so far behind.
Wow.
And then she asked, "So what are you guys into now?" And one of the kids pipes up and said, "You ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons?"
Wow. Yes.
And she was just like, I choked on my fucking wine. I was just like, what?
How is this possible?
I was like, yeah, so like, and she was all about that shit. It was like, yeah, Fortnite's dead. Ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons?
Ever heard of that?
I was like,
D&D
yeah.
game
Ever heard about that 50-year-old game that people have been playing for decades?
that
Speaking
existed?
Of, did you guys build your characters yet?
No, we have
No,
not.
but
I haven't even
Yes,
told
Ralph.
fucking Riley about that shit.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I need to know what the other players are because I need to know what class to build. I don't like to copy other people.
Yeah, let's do that. So look for y'all guys to see right here. Look at this shit that goes on in this trailer, the Halo 3 Believe trailer, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
classic, right? Look, you got
Good.
these guys being carried by brutes, being drug away
It's all
by
done with action
jackals.
figures and stop
Well,
like,
it's all
still
done.
frames?
Yeah, it's all done by clay. It's a diorama,
Mhm.
and it's actual. They actually put on people's faces onto
Nice.
the clay characters. Like, look at these guys getting shot. Fucking
Claymation is a dying art form, and I miss it.
yeah. I mean, look at this image, right? Like, helmets are flying off. Y'all guys can't see like right down here, but helmets are flying off. Guys are getting shot in the mud. They're just trying to make it out alive, right? It's a brutal scene with this soft piano that's playing in the background. Just fucking beautiful, right? Look at this. Look at this
Getting
shot.
the shit absolutely wrecked out of you.
Absolutely.
Look at the detail on that dude's face with the
I know.
claymation.
Look at this guy crawling towards his assault rifle. Like, it's a brutal scene, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at that. Like, this shot right
Look how
here.
you can see actual fear in that clay figurine's face.
Like, it's so. Well, I mean, it appeals to what Halo really was the desperation of humanity. We are at our near extinction. We're fighting with every body we can throw. We're like Russians. We're literally just throwing bodies
Yeah.
at the enemy. But the crazy thing that makes Halo so cool to me is that no matter how many land battles we win, the thing that we lose is the naval fights, like the
Yeah.
fights in space, because the Covenant are so powerful. They have such good technology that they can overwhelm us in space. And if they can overwhelm us in space, they just have to glass the planet. They're like, we don't give a fuck how good your land units are.
Yeah.
We can just glass you, and then you're done.
Yeah.
You know, then you have no land to fight on. So, I mean, that was the thing about the Spartans, was the Spartans won every land conflict. But the key to humanity's survival wasn't on land, it was in the air. You know, it was air superiority and space superiority, and that's where the Covenant reigned. And so that's why you have these guys like fighting with every fiber of their being, because there's nothing left. Like they're fighting what would almost seem a lost cause. I mean, that's what Reach was so vital on, was that you know how it ends in the beginning. Like, you know, everything goes to shit and we get glassed and we're fucked, but
Yeah.
they're still fighting anyway. That was the whole theme behind Halo and all these games. It's like we go from that to like this, where we have the brightly lit colors for Lone Wolves, season 2. Well, this is the Yappening with a grunt that is trying to sell us merch with the bright colors and the pink freaking I said it earlier, but the Critical Role intro for campaign
Oh,
3,
yeah.
like all the rainbow smoke that's
Yeah.
flying up everywhere.
Slows and
Yeah,
whatnot.
which is cool for them. If they want to do that's their whole thing, right? They can do what they want, creative license and whatnot. But for Halo usually keeps the theme, and the theme feels very broken in this sense. Let's see. Despite knowing the end of the beginning, what was your favorite part of the campaign? I like how they add that, like, 2 or 3 tweets from Lone Wolves, right? You got this, Lone Wolves, and then you have, like, oh, a visor's coming out, and then, oh god. Then one time I went to Earth and had to disguise myself to live among the humans because we weren't friends yet, so I helped them fight the Covenants. What the fuck is this story?
Where is this going?
I don't know. And then you have Happy Birthday Halo Reach, which actually I like this trailer because it's Carter's kind of backstory or whatever.
Wait, Carter's dead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was his backstory. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you guys. Halo the TV show on Paramount is getting a 2nd season.
What?
It just started production.
Well, here's the thing: is like, you know how you said Rings of Power was greenlit for 5 seasons.
Yes,
I think Halo Reach already knew they were getting a 2nd season.
I think
Well,
you're right.
Not Halo Reach. The Halo the show already knew it was getting a 2nd season,
Right.
and I think they're also greenlit for multiple seasons.
Absolutely ridiculous. That show is trash.
The worst trade-deals of trade-deals in the history of trade-deals.
And they have a 4th person now. I don't know who this person is. Oh, no, wait. Nope, sorry. I got the team mixed up. I forgot there was 4 of them to begin with. Just shows how forgettable they are. And then, yeah, right here. What's up, humans? Flip-flop here. If you head to the shop today, you can grab some holographic ears named after an old buddy of mine, Marvin T. Baskets. No, wait. Marlon T. Buckets was he. with big old ears I named after my favorite human prisoner from the Covenant days.
What?
What the fuck am I reading?
You know what, Jeremy? It reminds me of that old World War II quote. They came for the femboy gamers, and I did not speak up, for I was not a femboy gamer. And then they came for me, and when they did, there was no one left to speak up for me. Which is why we must do a good turn to the femboy gamers through Halo franchising, so that when the government upheaval begins, they will have our backs.
Oh yes, of course. Absolutely.
No, remember Jeremy? I was saying femboy shit when they were gone getting pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bobby's backing me up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
Pretty soon you'll see Halo Chief wearing thigh-high programming socks.
Oh god.
Master Chief is gonna be the new thick girl.
Master Chief is going to be wearing he's going to be on like a Daiquiri like body
Fishnets.
pillow. He's going to be on a body pillow pretty soon.
Guaranteed he
He's
already.
already on a body
He
pillow.
should be. I mean,
Yeah.
it is Chief after all.
Yeah. Like if I were ever in a relationship and the girl chose a Master Chief pillow over me and it was life size and everything, dude,
Really?
dude.
No.
Motherfucker.
I went for it.
Hello. He's like, really tried. He went after that shit.
Ow. He bit me. Oh well. Hello.
That's a big bite, dude. I think you're going to choke on it.
He's
It'll go.
I don't know if pizza is poisonous to cats.
no.
Well, if it's got onions,
I don't
good.
know if it has onions, but it might. I just know that it was like a meat pizza thing.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a hungry little goblin.
oh, he absolutely is. He'll fucking chew on anything.
You can hear him.
Yes, yes.
He like really fucking loves it too.
Yeah, he does. He's a fucking demon. We got him.
He's the
Look, the other cat through the door is jealous of his pizza games. He's just like, yeah, fucking swipe this shit.
Yeah, no shit. It's like, look at
What were you
what I
saying
got.
about femboys?
No, we moved on to Master Chief's body pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would totally understand it if it was 100% life size Master Chief body pillow and a girl left me for that, because I'm not a 7 foot tall 1 ton tank.
No. But you're close.
Oh,
You're
thanks,
close.
bro.
You're close.
Thanks.
You're like what, 6'3"?
No, I think 6'1" and 6'1.5", 1.5.
You're still tall. is
The
my point.
exact height of the Clown Troopers.
Oh really?
Yes, 1.83 meters.
Wow.
Yes,
Look at you go.
yeah.
He's a tall boy, Riley.
Nope.
I already knew that.
Oh, well. I guess I'm tall. Depending on the craft.
You
Let's
know,
see.
with the combat boots, you're 6'3".
Definitely.
Yeah, you're right.
Definitely.
Ooh, with new ones, I'll be 6'4". And I am due for a set because I have worn the tar out of my damage.
Yeah. But these tweets just
You asshole.
but with these tweets and with the art style, it bugs me to no end. The fact that we've fallen so far from what it used to be. You know, it just upsets me. And then with the campaign not being what it was, you know, it just. What can I say?
It
sucks.
sucks.
It sucks.
Yes.
It's like Halo's gone poon. It's just it's weak. It's not what it could be.
There's no
Would you
more
call it-
sauce.
Would you call it heartbreak?
It feels like it because it feels like it's lost its way. You know,
Yeah, it's not heartbreak. Halo, if it returns to its glory, will be the epitome of what can only be stated as the prodigal son.
well, it's like
But that's
I
if
say
it
it's that
returns.
a lot.
Right now it's on its freaking walkabout,
Yeah,
but it's not a walkabout in Australia. It's a walkabout in a sewage tank that is 343.
right. My problem
Imagine-
is that if Halo came out with a movie trilogy that was the original
Like
Halo
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3 back to back, it could be, in my opinion, the next Star Wars. Like, it is that, like, interesting 343 has never been able to fully get a good hold on Halo as an IP. They seem to be bouncing here and there where they wanted to set their own image and then they flew too close to Call of Duty and now they're trying to win over the fans with all this stuff. But the way that they're handling their merch is ridiculous. The way that they're handling the theme of their stuff, I just don't understand. Like what they're trying to do. You know. Hey, get off the counter!
Fucking
Get off the counter! Get down! I know, right? All of them.
Every single one.
Every single one. They're pains in the ass.
Right there.
Wow, we've had it this whole time. Don't squirt the laptop.
Hey,
But
trigger control.
so,
Yeah, very.
how do y'all guys feel about like Halo in the upcoming years? Because they are continuously working on it. How do y'all guys feel like it's going to go?
Well, I feel it's going to take a lot longer. It's going to take at least half as many years. Oh, he beat me good.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you been pretty good. It's not as bad. I've had worse from him. Same guy. Yeah, no, I was trying to get the shit out of his mouth. If I had like a toothpick or something, it would have helped. But he had just bit down and pinched on the little nub there, and so it just poked a hole. So it's fine.
If I make a guess at this shit, 343 will take at least half as long as they did to produce Halo Infinite, to get it to a point where it's not this shit anymore.
So like around 3 years roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of what the roadmap has come in.
I almost want to say that I feel like the franchise will change hands again. What's up, Huns?
I got bit.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're going to a ball next Friday.
A ball? Like an actual ball
Next Friday?
Like a ballroom dance?
That's the best.
No, let's go.
Wait. By a ball, you mean like a ballroom dance?
They're coming here.
Okay.
Tuxedo, black tie.
Oh yeah.
Ball.
You don't have $15.
Where?
I'll have to find a date.
Are you still seeing that girl?
Yeah.
Sweet. We'll come back.
Yeah, you guys figure out the plan.
I hate it when you do this.
Yeah.
Just
Just show up in Master Chief armor.
totally, absolutely. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
It's
It's like Halo. It has. It's not. I want to say it's not hard, but there's a system that makes Halo what it is.
and it's clearly not colorful bunny shit.
Yes.
Like, it was a stretch. Like, you remember my reaction the very first time you showed me, like, the Viking armor and the knight armor and the actual Spartan armor?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was like, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. Like, Spartans, yeah, sure. But that shit?
No.
How is that a thing?
I don't know. It's weird. It's just.
It's all started with Monster Hunter and giving people cat ears and shit.
No,
I'm joking. I started way before that.
No, it started way before that.
Yeah.
But it was like the Balrog. It was a monster that we had to unearth.
Yes.
Before, and then it rained.
343 delved too deeply
Yeah.
and greedily.
Yeah, they got too
The
greedy.
femboys of Morgoth.
Watch
The
that.
femboys of more color.
Yo, Rings of Power. That's free. You can use that. We'll give that one to you. But yeah, as far as like my personal feelings is that I feel like with the way things going, and now people are like increasingly becoming aware because they were sort of like they had hope before, but now it just got dashed. I feel like with no hope anymore, I feel like the Halo franchise is going to change hands again.
Yeah.
It went from Bungie, now it's going to, and then it went to 343, and now I feel like it's going to go to another producer.
Well, it's like you got that. I feel like the way that the company's going to go is you're going to have. I think if Halo is going to be saved, it's going to be by the community, because one of the problems that I've had with campaign split screen. You know what the craziest thing is?
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it is just a check off that no one's done yet. Because if you use the beta for co-op campaign,
Mm-hmm.
which by the way people have been using to use Forge, so they've already broken the co-op campaign beta to use Forge. People have used the co-op campaign to glitch a way to play split screen co-op.
Yeah.
You can actually glitch out the game where you can play 4-player split screen co-op on campaign, and it work. It can work. They just haven't done it yet.
Really? Okay. So it's like it's a hidden code that's like buried underneath some
And
shit.
they just haven't.
And they just haven't like dug it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Apparently, I guess
They
unless
haven't
there is
peeled
some
back the duct tape.
unless there is some fundamental problem with the I want to say the UI, but with the actual menu system. So I guess the UI system, which they've already talked about having issues with. That UI system sounds like it's so fucking broken they can't do anything with it because people are able to it's some sort of glitch. Basically, it's you get your it's something like you get signed in, you add somebody, leave, jump back in, what the hell ever, but you're able to play with split screen. Essentially what it is, I think it's like you invite somebody to your game and you do some sort of restart, you come back in, and then they can be invited, but it's still in the same Xbox instead of being through like network. And that's how you're able to do it. So that's what I've seen so far. But from what I hear, it's possible, even on an Xbox One, which is a 5-year-old console.
Yeah.
It's still possible. So they could do it on a 5-year-old console. Why can't they just put it out now? You know, what are they waiting on?
Here's the thing about I feel like with how you describe the system, it's like basically just like a shit ton of code that's been outsourced, and now it's just sort of like loosely strung together into like a
Yeah.
working formula.
Right.
I feel like they're going to spend months, if not years, like shuffling through the wreckage
Right.
and trying to okay, we have this. Okay, how can we polish this and make this work with this other code? And fuck, this code doesn't work at all if we program
Right.
it. We have to throw this out, and we have to get a whole new code. I feel like it's gonna be at least a year before they polish through all of this code, like a whole team working day and night, trying to piece all of this together. Because that's the thing. It's I understand games being rushed, but there was a 6-year gap between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite. It was 3 years when they dropped the announcement, and 3 additional years after they dropped the game.
It was supposed to come out 2 years later, but they actually delayed the game by a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still as bare bones as it is now.
And I think the delay was because they realized that, having a bunch of outsourced codes being just sort of shoveled into a ball of mass kind of just doesn't work.
Right. It's not. It's a quick fix that has problems that come out in the future. You know.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's just going to be several years of them trying to polish this turd.
Exactly.
Golden shiny
And like I said, the biggest issue I have is that it's a live service. But if you wanted a live service, just use the community. They will make so much stuff for you if you just allow them.
Yeah.
Let me see. If I can pull these up real quick.
The Halo community was at its peak during Halo 3.
Yeah.
And because that was just a very smooth, well-run, oiled machine of a game, people were allowed to do a whole ton of shit with it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. This dude, Red Nomster, for instance. Let's see if I can pull him up. He oh god, no, not the
I made
ads.
Toy Story and Halo Infinite.
He made a Toy Story map in freaking Halo Infinite. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, look. This is in Halo Infinite.
But it doesn't have Forge.
No, but he glitched the co-op system that had Forge for some reason hidden inside it. Yeah. You're able to break into it Toy Story map using Forge.
This gives an entirely new meaning to "I shot the sheriff."
See what I mean? Like, look at it. Like, he legit created almost a 1-to-1 scale if he was an action figure for the Toy Story set.
See, but that's the thing is that like he was able to get access to Forge and able to download assets into Forge, but Forge isn't an option in the base game. You have to glitch.
You have
the
to
code.
glitch into the game. Yes.
So it's there. You just can't access it normally.
Exactly.
Maybe their duct tape patches are actually, hey,
Maybe
yeah,
more basic
we put this in here,
It's like
and
that
we
in-
expect
it's that
it to
in-
just help you do a small update to get rid of the duct tape patch after you gave us, another $25.
See, that's the thing. It's like it's duct tape, but it's like that clear, invisible duct
See, like,
tape.
look at some of the
it's
stuff that
freaking
they've
Scotch
made
tape.
for. Look, they remade this Halo Reach map. They've
Mm-hmm.
created some other historical stuff. I think is what it said. But like some of this, like this stuff is made in the base game from glitching into the system.
Yeah.
Like this stuff is awesome. It's super cool. How they've been able to do freaking Mario Kart with a green shell. Like you can actually use that.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that shit's cool. Like they're able to make all this
That
shit
would
with
be
Forge.
an entirely brand new version of race.
Exactly. So what
Halo
I'm,
race.
The blue shell.
So what I'm getting at is that
Make it a sticky.
does
blue
Halo
shell.
need a live service or do they just need their fucking community?
I feel like they just need a community, a very strong, passionate community, because the community was incredibly strong and passionate during Halo 3,
And
especially during the Forge days.
even with a dying game, they're still passionate. People are still making these videos.
I feel like
And honestly, the game, the newer the game, the worse it's getting, and the more dead it's becoming. But the community is still keeping it alive. That's the only reason 343 didn't go bankrupt. Is people still wanted to have the new Halo, so that way they could play the new Halo with their bugs.
And you got that. And Halo had everything going for it. Because Call of Duty Vanguard came out. Nobody gives a fuck about Vanguard.
I've never even heard of Call of Duty Vanguard. until you said
Vanguard
that.
was literally as just generic Call of Duty as you can get, right?
Okay.
Battlefield 2042 also came out. It was basically Glitch City. It sucked. It was one of the worst games ever created.
Really?
It had a terrible launch, right? Now, it's doing better than Infinite right now as far as player count.
Really?
Yeah, Halo was the best game coming out of 2021. It was one of the best games coming out. Like everybody was excited for it. It had a great stride. And its competitors were Vanguard in 2042, where nobody gave a shit about Vanguard. And 2042 was a worse mess than Infinite. And what they've done is just nothing. No real substantial updates besides like a couple of maps.
So basically,
They're now about to add a single gun, like a DMR. It's like it's not enough.
Yeah.
You know,
I was a big Halo kid, more so than Call of Duty as a child back in like Halo 2 days. That was sort of like my childhood split screen game. And I just sort of, after Halo 4, I just stopped giving a shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care anymore. I don't care what you guys do or what you put out. I'm not going to give it the time of day. I saw like the sharp decline
right.
before a lot of people did. And when Halo 5 came out, I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really just don't care.
Exactly.
I guess that's the payoff of being not. If you're a fanboy I almost said femboy. If you're a
It sounded like
femboy,
you said femboy.
yeah. If you're a big fan of a particular franchise and you want to see it succeed, that's great. I'm sure they appreciate your loyalty, but there comes a point in like the company where they realize that like the brand name stands alone and they no longer need a community. They're just like, nope, people will buy this just because of the title.
Right.
Um,
And it sucks because you now have more people are playing Battlefield 2042 than are playing Halo Infinite, and it's like this is the game that's on the box. It's on the box of Microsoft's newest console.
Yeah.
It's like this is supposed to be your selling point,
Yeah.
and nobody's playing it.
Yeah. And it's not to say that the other games are worse or better. It's the other games are listening to the buyers.
Yeah.
When you flood the market with tons of video game crap, you're gonna have crap like this.
It's like
And then the fans gotta choose.
did
They
they
gotta choose whether they want this freaking grunt doing drug sales on Twitter or whatever the hell, or do they want the legitimate plight of humanity,
Right.
kind of Halo like we had originally? Like bring back the flood. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's like I mean lava cake.
Yeah, it's got chocolate in it.
Oh, wow. I mean, it looks all chocolate at the moment. Whoa.
It's cooled down enough, so
God damn. You get the fuck away from me. You bit me.
What's the line?
I don't know what is the line, McPherson.
Star Wars, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Fear will keep them in line. Yeah.
I
See?
thought-
Oh, look, there he goes.
I thought it was going to be, you may fire out when ready. Which, by the way, that's also it's an IP that's kind of going down the drain is Star Wars.
And what do you mean by IP?
Oh god, what is the IP word? Fuck. Oh god, my mind is escaping me.
let's just say franchise.
What does IP stand for?
Because I'm dumb. I don't know what that means.
It's intellectual property. Yeah. Internet protocol. No, that's
No.
not.
But inverted penis. What?
Don't look at my search history.
Inverted plane. That's what I meant to type. I was researching Top Gun. No, Tom Cruise never officially got to fly any of the F-18s or the F-14s.
He was in the passenger
He was
seat,
in
right?
yeah,
He's
well,
not a pilot.
yeah, no, he's definitely not a Navy pilot. Nobody gets to fly that shit for free. And Tom Cruise is not getting an exception.
It was still a good movie, though.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie all the way up until, it wasn't a good movie. And they were pussyfooting around the fact that it's either the Chinese or the Russians that have fifth-generation fighters that have better stealth technology than the F-35. Okay? So get the fuck over it. Call it like it is. They're the Russians. They're the Chinese. They're the adversary. Okay? It's 2022.
They will take us over with their superior stealth technology, and we will all be speaking Chinese by
Superior.
2030.
Fuck no, I'll be dead.
I guess all in all, it's like Halo could really be great if they just opened up the game for us to dive into. But I feel like there's too many hands in the pot. There's too many people that have to sign off on things, and it's being filled in through all this red tape and plus the technical debt that they're dealing with. And I think that's the biggest issues that Halo is coming across right now.
Yeah.
And so with Bonnie Ross leaving and with I think David Berger leaving, who was the lead development team or development guy at 343. So you had the CEO leave and then the lead dev leader leaving. And it's like hot damn, like we're basically having a huge change in management.
Yeah.
Which I heard was the biggest issue with 343 was its management. So hopefully things will start to turn out maybe for the better because they were going to add, like I told you, the microtransactions in MCC. But now since Bonnie Ross has left, they're going to halt doing that. So who knows? This might be a turning point. You never know. I mean, I hope the best for the franchise, but at this point, I'm probably not going to play Halo Infinite until it's an actual game. Until it's a fully fleshed out game.
Or they could turn it 343 with their microtransactions could turn into EA games and be sued for virtual underage gaming or gambling.
Yeah.
Mm.
I almost feel like Rockstar should have had that happen because they literally have a casino in GTA.
Well,
But I
yeah,
guess
but
we can.
theirs wasn't a real money gambling thing because of course Red Dead Redemption has gambling, but EA games with Star Wars and the chance to win was worse chances of actually winning what you were purchasing with real U.S. dollars that it turned it into a gambling addiction for teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
EA sucks.
microtransactions can really fuck you up if you're not careful.
You know
there,
what also
developers
sucks?
and game people.
Ubisoft.
Oh my
Ubisoft has
gosh.
its own connection system on the PC. I can't play my game without having to use the activation key, so I can play it. I had to create a profile. So
Like you play. Remember?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
now called Ubisoft Connect.
Yeah,
It's the same shit.
I tried playing the Division on it, and I have to have insanely high Wi-Fi for that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, I can really play it at space.
So anyway, I think
That's a pretty good stopping point, eh?
I think so. It's almost 11. I think that'll be good stuff for now. I could keep going, but I think I'm going to save it for another time.
Kicking. Yeah, I wish
Oh
that.
no! I didn't mean it like that. I hope y'all guys.
But
Yeah.
you know I'm Batman.
I hope y'all guys have a good night. We certainly have. It's been a fun night talking about Halo. I'd like to hopefully talk about some more fun stuff in Halo and what we liked about it, but for now,
I'll bring you over the jump drives.
oh, that'd be fun.
That would be lit.
That'd be lots of fun. Playing a modded Halo company.
Oh, I mean, I know where one apart. So I'll get one, and then like an 8 gigabyte hard drive or a flash drive. That's like what, $5 now? I'll fucking pick some up from Walmart. And then we'll have like a 4-person LAN.
That'd be awesome. That'd be fucking awesome. Yes.
Let's play.
Halo
Next.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Or it used to be.
Halo thumb drive.
Come say the outro with us, Riley. We're probably gonna head out.
Yep.
We'll finish up.
Can you give an outro?
Well, I mean, it's probably just the same, but in all fairness, I guess what we're trying to say is that Halo for now is dead unless they.
I, for
fix it.
one, welcome our new femboy overlords. That's the outro.
We'll see y'all guys in the next one.
Roll the credits.
Bye.
Yeah.